What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube host, Tim, back with another live stream. How y'all doing? How was your day? How was your Monday? Hopefully it went well. Hopefully it went well. Mine was good. Mine was good. Kind of a lazy day for me, but you have to take some of those every now and then. So I'm not mad at that. But we are here. We're ready to work. We're ready to talk. Um, we got some water on deck. We even have some of our most beloved brand of kombucha on deck. We've got some time. We're going to talk. Let me go ahead and get the hydration started. And we're going to be talking about fully embracing the life we're blessed with. This is a topic that came to me. I think I was sitting right here staring out the window. Um, and it just came to me that a lot of times it's not going out and like getting a different life, or a lot of times is not, it's just like playing the hand you're dealt. I think sometimes we just don't fully embrace the life we already have. We spend so much time thinking about achieving different things or doing different things, or getting more money, or all this other stuff. We don't fully embrace the life we already have. We're not fully living the life we already have within the parameters of who we already are and what we already can do. Sometimes we're not embracing that. We're not, like, we don't need to change. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're good already. Sometimes we're already blessed. A lot of times we're looking for more blessings. We're already blessed. We don't get into that. Let me say some shout outs real quick. Rels93, Monkey, what up? Daniel, Sama, Dr. Gonzo, Angela checking in. How you doing? How you doing? How was your concert, Angela? Hope it was good. Charles P, TJ, and GA. Appreciate that. Said always look forward to your live. Thank you. Thank you. What up, Raz? Good to see you. Victoria. We got Ellis. Healing daily at the gym. Okay, okay. Oh, by the way, folks, I got recognized today when I was walking here in downtown Denver, so that was a big deal. That was a big deal. I forgot my guy's name. He kind of had a unique name. I'm bad about if I don't like spell the name out in my head, I'll forget it. So I apologize, forgot your name. My guy, you know who you are, came up, took a selfie with me, said hello. I said him and his wife are, started doing traveling. They got future plans to do even more traveling. And I felt very humbled that he said my channel had been a little, had given them some inspiration. So that meant a lot to me. But yeah, I was just walking and he was like, Tim? He's like, Tim. It was, hey, can I get a picture, man? Like that made my day. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I apologize. But yeah, man, that made my day. Got recognized today. So no, it's definitely not the first time. That might be the first time I got recognized in Denver, though. I'm trying to see in Denver. I feel like I have to have been recognized in Denver before, but like I don't know. I get recognized other places. It doesn't seem to happen much in Denver. Um, so that was kind of, and I wasn't expecting it. And to be honest, I was, like you see, I've been wearing hats a lot recently because I need a haircut, and I just haven't got around to cutting my hair. I had just thrown some clothes on to take a walk. Um, the place I was staying was getting clean. The cleaners came, so I was just trying to be out the apartment for, be out the Airbnb for an hour or so. So like honestly, I wasn't looking my best, but but that's always how it happens. That always how it happens, and I'm always happy. I don't matter if I'm looking like death wormed over. Somebody come up and say, "Hey, how you doing? Can I get a pic with you?" Like that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Um, anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it real quick. Angela said the Usher concert was amazing. He put on a good show. Nice, nice. It was awesome. He put on a good show. Good to hear that. Good to hear that, Angela. Um, by the way, I've been listening to that Kendrick album. That Squabble Up is my jam. Anyway, fully embracing the life we've already been blessed with. I think a byproduct of the society most of us have grown up in, where they're constantly trying to sell us something. A byproduct of that is that I think it's good to have goals and intentions for your life. I think we can get to a point where it's never enough, right? And so we can get to a point where we're always looking for bigger, better, faster, prettier, more. You know what I mean? Like we're either looking at our past and beating ourselves up about our past, or basing what we think we can do in our present on our past negatively, or we're looking ahead to the future and say, oh, when I get this, when this happens, I'll be able to do this. When that happens, I'll be able to do this. But like we spend very little time in the present. And the only way you can fully embrace your life now is to be in the present. But that's the one place we're never at. We're like never in the present, enjoying the present moment, appreciating the present moment, doing what we can do in the present moment, or planning a few days ahead, a few weeks ahead. You know what I mean? It seems like we're always years ahead. We're always next year. We're always 5 years. It's like we have to be here now. Well, we don't have to be, but I think life is better when we're here, we're now, and we appreciate what we currently have, who we're currently with, the money we currently have, the place we currently live, whatever we're currently doing, fully appreciating it. But then also, and this is where the balance comes in, because it's like, I think a lot of times we feel like there are things we want to do, and there's a ton of changes we have to make to get to it. But some of that stuff we could probably do now if we just fully embraced our life now. If we became very present in the present, I think a lot of that stuff we could do now. We could be that person now. We could be, or at least working towards that life. You know what I mean? Like it's just like we're always, I can't do that now because I got to do this, but later I'm going to do that. It's like, no, like some of it's just like, where am I at now? What possibilities are there for me now? While still planning for the future, things of that nature. You know, there are long-term goals, but a lot of times it's like we just don't, and even sometimes we just don't stop, we just don't appreciate, you know what I mean? Even if it is like, okay, the things I'm trying to do are going to take me a while, we can still appreciate where we're at now. You know, our life doesn't suck now just because we haven't achieved the things we want to achieve. I think the quickest way to not achieve the things we want to achieve in life is to think our life sucks now. The quickest way to like make changes, one of the best methods is to be grateful, appreciate what we have now, fully embrace it, live now, and that just sets you up on the path to do more in the future. Because here's the thing, like if you feel like your life sucks now and you're always down and out about your life now, and we're not appreciating the blessings we currently have, the same thing is going to happen throughout like it's going to become a habit. So that's what you're going to do in the present moment, right? If in the present moment now and in the past when it was the present, that's what we've always done, that's what we're going to keep doing. So even though we like to look ahead and be like, oh, when this happens, well, no, when that becomes the present, we'll be having the same attitude that we have now. Your attitude in the present now is probably going to be your attitude in the present in the future. That's why I think it's better to like fully embrace, enjoy life now, appreciate the present, let go of the past. Don't worry so much about the future. Appreciate the present, enjoy the present now, embrace your life now, do the things you want to do now. You get used to that, you're going to do that in the future now. But if it's always just about, oh, right now, blah, 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 maybe later, if only this would happen, if only that would happen, that's what's 5 years from now, you're going to be saying the same thing. Oh, if only I can get this, only I can get that. Only no, it's about now. Embracing, enjoying, living. Eastern Dreamer checking in for the Philippines. How you doing? How you doing? It's about now. Gratitude. Grateful. Seeing how amazing your life is now. Seeing like all the beautiful, wonderful stuff you have in your life now is what's going to allow us to see all the beautiful, amazing, wonderful stuff we have in our life in the future. Also might help us to be able to clean up some of that like past the issues we have with the past, because we can look back at the past and realize some of the cool stuff that really happened in our past instead of just dwelling on negative stuff. Yeah, and Comfy Bagel, it is hard to do sometimes because of life's obstacles, but that's why we need to do it. You know what I mean? It's just like when you're sick, it's hard to like get up and go to the grocery store and get you, some Vicks Vapor Rub, or maybe get you some emergency, or get you a bunch of Gatorade. You know what I mean? Like when you're sick, it's hard to get up and go to the store and get what you need, or to go to the doctor and get what you need. But that's when you need to do it the most. It's the same with life. Like it's hard to do certain things because of life's obstacles, but like that's when we really need to double down on this stuff the most. If life was all roses and rainbows, whatever. If life was always great, you wouldn't have to worry so much about a gratitude practice, right? Like no matter what happens, life is great, whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like because of the obstacles in life, when we are going through it, that's when it's better to kind of like embrace, yeah, I might not have this, I might not have that, but I have this, I have that. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to push the envelope over here. That's when it's needed. When it's hard to do, it's definitely when it's needed. Just run through the comments real quick. Nunya. So I've been binge watching your videos. You inspired me to take on seasonal work. Nice. I currently work full time, and I'm just so depressed. I'm giving up my place for a nomad. Nice, nice, nice. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, as someone who's done that, it can be an awesome, amazing journey. It definitely, you definitely will grow. Okay, you definitely will grow, and I'm sure it will kickstart you out of that, jumpstart you out of that depression. It's a whole. I know for me, seasonal work, even the ups, the downs, the pros, the cons, and there are a lot of pros. There's some cons, a lot of pros, but like it just felt like I'm doing something. You know what I mean? Even if I'm working a job, working seasonal jobs just made it feel like I'm doing something with my life. Maybe because the short-term nature of the jobs, maybe because like the places I was working, national parks, ski resorts, Alaska, Grand Canyon, maybe because I was working some cool places, maybe it was the people, but it just felt like I was living. Even the bad days, even when things didn't totally work out, I was doing something. I was living. It's just different than when I was stationary in one place. It could get real, just like go through the motiony. It didn't feel like I was really doing nothing. Seasonal work, traveling, I'm doing something. You know what I mean? So Nunya, let us know. Keep us in the loop. Let us know how that goes. Good luck. Grape Tea News. Grape Tea News. Excuse me. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Be here now. It's all we got. Exactly, Sharon. E Money checking in. Yeah, I totally agree. Like you said, the society we've grown up in, the world we've grown up in, so capitalistic. You know what I mean? Um, so many people trying to push their agenda on you. It's hard to just sit with yourself and focus on your life and you in this moment. There's so many things we've been told we need to be doing. If you're not doing this or doing it in this manner, you're doing it wrong. Things are not going to work out. And as humans, one of our, I won't say it's a flaw, but one of our traits is if we hear it enough, we believe it. So our whole life, we've been told by so many different people, so many different things about what we should be doing with our life. And the ones we hear the most, we kind of believe. You exactly like Bagel said, you got to unlearn it. I'm a big believer in the unlearned life. We spend our first 20 years learning all this crap that isn't true for all of us. It's good to spend like the next 20 unlearning it. You know what I mean? Just like all this stuff it's not our fault. All this stuff we have in our head that people have told us is true, so much of it isn't. That video I did, a few months back, it's all a pack of lies. It's a whole bunch of lies. We're so busy embracing everything else and striving for everything else. We don't just stop and just do us. It's okay to be selfish. Do you. Enjoy your life. As long as you ain't hurt nobody, enjoy your life. What up, Lori? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So looking good in the shirt and hat. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to remember if I ever wore this shirt before. I might have. Probably only once or twice. But thank you. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, I had to, well, I need a haircut, so I had to break the hat out, you know. Hey, Artie Jerry, thank you. Appreciate that. Positive vibes back at you as well. Clint Perry, Super Chat Squad. Clint Perry coming through with the love. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Clint. Said I challenge others to give, pay it forward. I'm challenging you. I appreciate that, Clint. Thank you. Thank you. Pay it forward. That reminds me, I got to do my charitable giving for the month. Thank you. Thank you, Clint, for the continued support. Hey, we got LIs accepting the challenge. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. LIs 937. Hey, Tim. Auntie Sin said, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Thank you. I'd be forgetting what day. For some reason, it feels like a weekday, like a weekend. I don't know why. It feels like it was Sunday today. Clint, thank you. LIs 937. Thank you. Auntie Sin coming through. Happy Monday. We here. Had a lazy Monday. Still a happy Monday. Hello, Max. That is true. People tell themselves lies a covert reality. And I do think it is possible to get to a place where you can deal with reality without the lies, without the vices. You know, it takes some work. It takes some time. It doesn't always feel good. You know, you have to learn to accept like what's really going on. But I think you can get to a place where you learn to accept the pain, the suffering, but you also learn to accept the joy and the happiness and the love. And you know what's crazy? You know what's actually really crazy? I think it's just as hard to fully accept and embrace the good sometimes as it is the bad. Because we're not taught to embrace the good. You know what I mean? We're taught to like, oh yeah, there might be some good things, but something bad's gonna happen soon. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a task learning to accept and embrace all aspects of life. It's possible. Learning to be like, hey, some bad things are going to happen. I'll get through them. I'll embrace them. They are part of this thing called life. I can't have life without that. None of us know a single person who doesn't have any problems. We look at people on Instagram. We look at people on TikTok and think they don't have problems. Trust me, they have problems. They might look good in pictures. They might look good in video, but they got problems. We all got problems. But also realizing like, oh, this good stuff is part of life too. There are good things planned for you, for me. There are amazing blessings, planned for me and for you in the future we got no clue about. Think about some of the really good stuff that happened to us already in our life. We didn't know it was going to happen. Some of it we did, we planned, we manifested, we focused. Okay. We set goals, we set intentions. But other stuff, it just happened. It just happened. No clue. Random Tuesday. You get on a bus, you sit down next to somebody, they become your best friend. They become your husband, whatever. You know what I mean? Random. No clue. No clue. Just happens. There's lots of that stuff planned for us in the future too. Right? Hard to embrace that, hard to accept that. A lot of people push back against that. But once again, that's that programming. But all of it gets easier and gets better, I feel like, when we just start embracing life. You know, it's not so much about trying to figure out how to keep bad things from happening to us, which is what we spit. This is what worrying is. Worrying is basically trying to figure out how to keep bad things from happening to us. That's all worrying is. And we spend so much of our life worrying. It's a very freeing moment when you realize it's not about trying to figure out how to keep bad things from happening to you. It's about accepting that things happen in life, right? And it's about getting yourself to a place where you understand these things are going to happen and you'll just get through it the best you get through it. It's about being present, being in the moment, not worrying about the future. The future will be the present one day, and then you'll be in that moment, whatever that moment looks like. Whether it's the most amazing moment of your life, or it's the worst moment, or it's just a regular moment. A mundane Monday. We spend so much of our life trying to keep bad stuff from happening. And then when the bad stuff happens, we deal with it. Even though some of it really sucks, some of it's really hard, but we either get through it or we don't. We can just accept that and enjoy the present without worrying about the future. Because it's going to do what it's going to do. If worrying solved anything, we wouldn't have problems. If worrying fixed problems, none of us would have problems. But we've already established we all got problems, so worrying doesn't work. It's not about getting the answers and figuring life out, all this other stuff. It's just about living. If there are any answers to be found in life, you find them living, not by overanalyzing life. Now, I'm definitely talking to myself here because I'm a big overthinker, and I'm learning to not think as much. It's funny, I have a friend of mine, and she won't watch this, so I can tell the story. But one of the areas where we kind of didn't really come together was that I started getting into my bag of like, it is what it is, right? And she used to be a very much let's talk about it, let's analyze everything type of person. Everything goes back to childhood, everything this, everything that, everything that. I hung out with her recently, and I had noticed she started changing, and she was coming around to the go with the flow acceptance side of things. And like we had a really good day. Hung out, went to the park, whatever, got some tea, had a really good time. And I'm not saying I was right and she was wrong. I'm just saying that like I could tell she'd been doing some growth and some other stuff. And I could see she was a lot more just accepting. This is life. Everything doesn't have to be overanalyzed, figured out. There's not a pill for everything. There's not a prescription for everything. There's not a tip, a hack. It just is what it is. Just is what it is. Live it. Life will show you everything you need to see if you just live it. Really? Well, Sharon, we'll just go ahead and handle that for you. You said if you see one more ad, you're out. So we'll just go ahead and take you up out of here right now, respectfully. You know what I mean? What up, Damien? It is what it is. Facts. Facts. It is what it is. Such a simple statement, but so powerful. A lot of people say they like the shirt. Thank you. Thank you. This just sits in my closet. Like I never like this is a shirt I'll probably never wear in public. I'll be honest. Because I don't really know what to wear with it. One of the things I love about live streaming is I can throw a shirt on or videos. I can throw a shirt on and like it don't have to match nothing. Because you don't see the rest of my outfit really. So yeah, yeah. This shirt, I was like, I was gonna wear. I had like a long sleeve shirt on. I was wearing all day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put on one of them shirts I never wear. I got a couple other shirts like this. I never wear them, so I need to start wearing them more. Only Girl TV, how you doing? How you doing? Glad you like the title. Thank you, Lascara. Is it Lascara? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate people understanding that the ads help the creator out. Thank you, because someone was having a fit about it earlier. So, by the way, anytime someone's like, if so and so happens, I'm out. Just go ahead and go. Side note, uh, speaking of embracing the moment, if you feel like somewhere down the line, I might leave this channel if this keeps happening, just leave now. Just embrace the moment, leave now. Appreciate you coming through, but I feel like we'll all be a lot better if you just leave now. Thank you. Giselle, one of the things I dwell on in times like these, where you say it's hard to hold on to hope, this is just all history repeating. You know, this is all the same stuff that's always happens through human nature. It's all cycles. You know, 10, 20 years from now, a lot of the stuff we're going through will be improved and it'll get better. It'll be good times. And then we'll cycle through again. You know? So I know me personally, I try not to get too worked up with the current times. I live in my present. I live in my reality. And I try to let as little of the outside world come in. You know, like I don't live in a, you know, under a rock, but it's just like I don't have to be involved in outside world stuff if I don't want to. You know, a lot of the stuff going on that's very disheartening and it's sad to see. And like I help in areas that I can help, and I got causes I choose to help out with. But I don't have to let every single piece of bad news affect my peace. Like, you know, this is you know, I think about it like when I'm not doing well or I'm going through something, I wouldn't want other people affecting. This is why a lot of times we don't tell people when we're going through stuff because we don't want it bringing them down. So I think about that. I know other people who are going through stuff don't want us being brought down because of it. It's not callous. It seems callous sometimes. Oh, I don't want to turn my, it's not turning your back on someone else's pain, suffering, or whatever. But it's just like we can't take on the burden of the entire world on our shoulders, every single problem in the world, and worry about every single problem, especially when it's the same stuff just keeps happening. There's nothing new. It just keeps happening. It just gets better for a little while, then it comes back, then it goes away, then it comes back. It's the same stuff. Look at history. Pick up any history book. Pick up any history. I'm telling you, it's the same stuff. It's always the same stuff. It's always the same stuff. Hey, Quiet King, fight against some insecurities. Let's go. Let's go. Love the life you have, you know? That is a good point too, Mama Ren. And it's good to see you. It's always amazing to see you. Yeah, there's YouTube Premium if you just can't stand the ads. Thank you, Mama Ren, for pointing that out. Priya, what up? Hey, Snow, glad you held on. Glad you held on. And I'm sorry to hear 2024 was so bad for you. Um, but the good news is, because we always got to bring it back positive. Two good things. Good news is it's almost over. You got through it. You'll look back on this and be like, man, 2024 was crazy, but you'll gain power from that because you got through it. And B, 2025 can only be better. So, you know, it's all 2024 is almost over. I'm not laughing at your pain, trust me. But like 2024 is almost over. You got through it. You got through the worst year of your life. You're getting through it. It will be over soon. 2025 is a new year. There's no other way to go but up. So, like, come January 1st, it's you. I mean, years actually don't mean anything, but we can use the new year mentally. You can say, hey, come January 1st, this is a different year. I'm up. I gotta be up. Gotta be up. You know, that bad luck is gone. That was 2024. Had to go through that year. We got through it though. Let's go. I like that, Jose. May not be where I would like to be, but I'm where I'm supposed to be. Let's go. Or I'm where I'm at. You know, once again, it may not be where I'm going to end up, but I'm where I'm at. Especially when you see life as a journey. So often, like we just want to be where we're trying to be, but it's like, yeah, like you ever rode the Greyhound bus? People ask me about doing Greyhound bus videos again. You ever rode the Greyhound bus and you got a 32-hour bus ride? You trying to get to Dallas and you just in Cleveland. Yeah, you want to hurry up and get to Dallas, but guess what? You got to take them 32. Actually, if it's Greyhound, it's going to be like 42. But you got to do them 42 to get there. Same is true with life. Like a lot of times we want to be places without taking the journey. It's like, no, life's a journey. The reason we're not certain places in life is because we haven't put in the work to get there. You know what I mean? We haven't walked the walk to get. You mean like it's a journey? It's a process. You can't just magically grow. You can't. Now some things do just happen in life. You just get blessed with certain things, but other things you got to put in the work. You got to drive the miles. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, hey, I may not be where I want to be. I want to be in Dallas, but I'm here in Cleveland because I had to go through. You know what I mean? Like, I'm where I'm at. I'm where I'm at, and I know I'm headed to where I'm going. It's not a bad thing. That's just like it is what it is. Appreciate all the love in the comments, by the way. Yeah, Keith, I'm a big believer in living in my own reality. Like it is so freeing to be able to realize certain things just aren't a part of my reality. I choose for them not to be a part of my reality. I know it sounds crazy. I'm a naive, delusional dreamer. So yeah, once again, my reality. It's like certain things aren't part of my reality. I don't have to worry about them because they are not a part of my reality. And no matter how much someone else tries to make them a part of my reality, they're not. I get to choose what I bring into my life. I get to choose. Jay says, Tim, I absolutely hate my job in healthcare. I don't want to walk away so bad. I'm so miserable, but I don't know what to do. I feel stuck. Um, is there a reason you haven't walked away, Jay? Curious. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Any job recommendations that are low stress? That's a hard one, coffee lover, because we all have different stressors. So a job that's low stress for me might not be low stress for you because we all have different stressors. I think that's one of those going back to like asking yourself, what was the least stressful job I had? What job have I had I enjoyed the most and had the least amount of stress? And then you can start to understand what works for you. You know, like it's weird for me. I like timed jobs. I realize this about myself. I love jobs that things have to be gotten done in a certain period of time. Lawn maintenance, you had a list, it has to be done by the end of the day. Housekeeping, right? You got a list, got to be done by a certain time. Rooms got to be in by 5. FedEx, UPS, boom, them trucks got to. I like fast paced, timed jobs. Love it, love it. Other people that might stress them out to no end. I don't know why it doesn't stress me out, but I like that. What stresses me out is like busy work, where I have nothing really to do, and like you're just giving me busy work or like low pace. That stresses me out. I don't know why. But if you give me like Tim, you got 10 things to do. It's got to be done by 2:30. I am the happiest man on the planet if I can do the work. So it's just like, especially with work, I think we're all different. Different things stress us out. I also like working alone. I get stressed out when I got to work with a group of people and they don't work as good as me. That stresses me out. Other people love working with a group of people. So I think we kind of have to figure out for ourselves what a low stress job would be. You never read the Greyhound, Clint? Don't do it. Don't do it. What up, Nick? Nick checking in from Portland, Maine. Oh, nice. I'm jealous. I got to get up to Maine. Fact is, though, just because you're not where you want to be doesn't mean you can't get there. Like, in fact, where you are now is part of you getting there. That's how we have to see it. Like for some reason, a lot of times we see where we're at now as a destination. It's not. It's just part of the journey. So it's just like you can't be mad if you're not where you want to be. Keep going. Like we stop though. We get mad because oh, I'm not. I'll never be able to do so, and we just stop. Like no, just keep going. You on the right track. Just keep going. Hey Ty, just got to work, eating some food, watching Tim live. Nice one in my day. Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate that. What you eating? TJ, I do not have a spiritual morning routine. Um, I did for a while, and now I'm pretty. Some mornings I'll wake up, I'll meditate. Sometimes I'll listen to something. Um, Other mornings I hop right up, go to the shower. I don't have a routine. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's helpful. I think it's good. I think it's amazing if that's something you want to do. I think it's beneficial. I don't think it's always necessary. The reason I say that is I think we can get too caught up in that. I think routine is great if it's working for you. Routine is amazing if you want to do a routine, especially when it comes to like spiritual. Now, if you're trying to like get in shape and your routine, you got to go to the gym 3 times a week. Well, then to achieve that goal, you got to go to the gym. But I think, especially when you're talking like spiritual routine, I think we can get too wrapped up in spiritual routine. And like, this is my opinion now. For spiritual matters, I feel like it is important that it be something you want to do. Like if I wake up and I was like, man, I feel like meditating, I'll meditate. I'm not gonna, I used to make myself meditate every morning. Now I'm just like, if I feel like meditating, I'll meditate. It feels great. I'm not gonna make myself meditate. Like it's a chore. Like, how is that helping me? You know what I mean? If I'm just sitting like, man, I would rather be doing so many other things, but I'm gonna sit here. Like, I don't know. So for just me personally, um, I have spiritual things I do some mornings and other mornings I don't. Just because, yeah, I don't want it to be a task, like an assignment. I want it to be something I want to do for the sake of I like doing it and not like, oh, if I meditate every morning, I'll achieve this. Like, I want to meditate for the sake of meditating, even though there might be good results that come from it, if that makes any sense. Hey, Mike01 Davis, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, good to see you, my brother. I appreciate the love. So it's good, Tim, in chat. Where we at now? I'm in downtown Denver. I'm in downtown Denver, looking out the window at the city. I wonder if it'll let y'all. Hold on. Since it's dark, it might show. Oh, yes. Oh, the reflection is killing it. But you see the city. Y'all see the city. Y'all see the city. Oh, yes. The reflection is killing it a little bit. But yeah, we in downtown Denver. Enjoying it immensely. Like when you've been up in the mountains for almost 6 months, it's cool to just get up and be able to walk or take a bus or the light rail or the train wherever you want to go. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I'm enjoying way more than I thought. Way more than I thought. So thank you, Mike01 Davis. Hope you're good. Hope the family's well. Appreciate the support, the continued support. Jose also coming through as well. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, Jose. Says, I love my positivity. Thank you for your channel. Hey, you're welcome. And thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being a part of it, Jose. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wouldn't be no channel without y'all, you know. Lorenzo checking in. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, Khalil. How do you know you're on the right track? I don't know. For me, it's more like I seem to know when I'm on the wrong track. You know what I mean? Like I seem to know when I'm on the wrong track. Um, if I'm not sure, like all you can do in life is keep going, right? And honestly, I don't. I think I think most of the time we're on the right track. Every now and then we veer onto the wrong track. And like for me, um, I have my moral code and I have my moral compass, and like I just kind of let those guide me. And I feel like if my friends and other people I go to for counsel and advice in life, if they're not saying it's a horrible ideal, if I'm not, hurting anybody, like I feel like I'm okay. All I can do is go forward in the manner I think is right. Let's, for example, that's why I started saying I don't try to make right decisions. I just try to make good decisions. I don't need to be on the right track. I just need to be on a good track. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're trying to make the right decision, if you're trying to stay on the right track, it makes it seem like there's one right thing you should be doing. Everything else is wrong. I think it's a lot more like there might be one wrong track. Everything else is okay. All roads lead to Rome. I think as long as we're not doing anything too crazy or messing up too bad, we're heading in the right direction. Especially if we're following our gut, following our moral compass. And certain decisions might take us a little longer to get there, but I feel like you're always on the right track. are on a good track. Make it, as long as I'm making good decisions, I feel good. Now, sometimes I'll make a good decision and then in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, maybe if I'd done so and so, I might have got this quicker. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But like, it's all okay as long as it's not coming back to like I'm doing something wrong. I'm good. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think sometimes we get too wrapped up in like I gotta make the right decision. I think it's more about just making good decisions. Do what feels right. Trust your gut. Don't hurt nobody. It all works out. It all works out. There are powers, the universe, God, with so many energy from loved ones. There's so much in our corner helping us out that like it's all working out. It's all okay. It's okay. And I know from personal experience, the more I've just started making decisions that way, I'm just going to try to make a good decision based on the knowledge I have now. Things just seem to work out. When I stall out because I'm so worried about doing the wrong thing, that's when I mess up. That's when I mess up. When I start overthinking it, and I have to. When you're calling your friends, talking to them about the same decision weeks in a row, they get tired of hearing about it. That's when I always mess up. But when I just move forward, make a decision, seems right, that's when things seem to just like fall in place. Thank you, Angela, for asking people to hit the like button. The likes are looking good. Thank you. Thank you, Eternal. A lot of people liking the shirt. You think I'd like Maine, Nick? Yeah, man, I'm trying to get up to Maine. Like I gotta go 2025. I've been saying it too many years. I gotta get up to Maine. Do you think I'm going back to Jay's comment? And then CBGB says like every healthcare worker I know is stressed out. I'm wondering if that's because of our healthcare system. I would venture, and I have no facts to support this, but I would venture in other countries that have like decent healthcare systems, it might be a little different. I could be wrong. I'm curious. I wonder if some of that bad if some of it's just the bad energy from our because of our capitalistic healthcare system that's more about money than helping people. I wonder if in other places people are healthcare workers might be just as overwhelmed, but you don't have that added this is a business. You know what I mean? Type. I don't know. That'd be good to do a study on. I'm not sure. Coffee lover, yeah, that's a hard one. If you have a job you really enjoy and you lose it, um, you know what? I don't think it's anything wrong with getting a little depressed thinking about it. You really and I think this is something we've been taught that there's always a fix. Anytime we don't feel good or feel right, we need to fix it. The reason, like that's a healthy response. You lost a job you really liked. So when you think about it, you get depressed. That's you behaving like a normal human being. There's nothing wrong with that. Does it feel good? No. It's not going to. I've had jobs that ended. Um, and when I think back about the situation and the people I work with, I get a little down. Like it's just like I try to flip that to gratitude and say, I'm so grateful I got to work with those people at that job for the amount of time I did. Try to flip it. But it's okay to feel depressed about losing something you love. It's okay. Like we don't have to fix it. It's okay. Like so many of our natural human responses, which were put there for a reason. This is what we don't realize too. A lot of the things we go through, emotions and feelings, they were put there for a reason. If we're always trying to block them, then we're not getting the benefit from them. There's a benefit from a lot of this stuff. That's why we have it. That's why it's part of the human condition. It would be easy to make humans without, and now it depends on, now, like, for example, I've been through a major depression. That's different. But like getting depressed for a little bit because you think about something you lost, that's natural. That's natural. I don't think you have to, you'll naturally move on over time. Yeah, it happened earlier this year. 2026 roll around, you probably won't even think about it anymore. So I think it's just natural. I don't know if you have to. I think we naturally move on from things in life. We don't have to speed the process up. I almost feel like it's better not to speed the process up. Bermuda the building. What up, Tracy Trot? Oh, okay. Wait, hey Jay, I appreciate your honesty. Said I haven't walked away because of fear. Um, Fear of regretting it, making a mistake, because our society being healthcare workers looked at as prestigious, but the system sucks. Jay, I feel like just reading your comment and feeling the emotion behind it, I feel like you're almost at that tipping point, and one day you're gonna get so fed up, you won't care about the prestige, you won't care if you're making a mistake. I just need to change. I feel like one day you'll just be like, I'm done. I don't care. I don't care. Even if I am making a mistake, well, it's better than this. I'd rather make a mistake than stay here. You know what I mean? I feel like you get that one day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like you're almost at that tipping point. Hey, Eric G, all I got's from the heart. I suck at writing scripts. Oh wait, I'm behind in these comments. Where was that? Tom, what up? Mixtape Wizard Kelly. Thank you. People liking the hat as well. Okay, okay. In Japan, the healthcare worker is much more mellow. Good to know. Good to know. That's a good point too, Bald Eagle. We're taught to like find. That's what I'm saying. Like we're taught to find something that makes the most money. Do that. They tell you get a good job. No one ever. Very few people, I should say, because some people do, but very few people ever tell kids, "Hey, find something you love to do and do that." They don't. Well, at least when I was in school, they might do it now. But when I was in school, no one was like, "Hey, find something you love to do. Just do that." Nope. Nope. Get good grades. Get into a good school. Get a good job. A lot of pressure on a third grader. You know what I mean? We don't think about it because, like, you're just listening to your elders and betters. But, like, that's a lot of pressure your whole childhood telling you, like, do this, do that, do this, get a good job. Be a lot simpler to say, hey, find something you love to do that. And if it takes you 20 years, 30 years to find that, hey, it's not 30 years wasted. Enjoy your life. Yeah, I think sometimes a lot of people push back about like happiness. And I think they're all the same thing. Peace, happiness, joy. It's all the same. It's all the same thing. You know. I don't know why we have this thing where it's just like if you say, "Hey, I want to be happy," people are like, "Oh, don't chase happiness." Why not? Like when I'm at peace, I'm happy. The happier I am, the more I'm at peace. It's all the same. I wish we didn't even have all these words. And you know what I mean? It's going after ah in life and in life. You know what I mean? I don't even want to use the words because we go back and forth about the words, but we all know what we're trying to find in life. We all when you're there. You're when you're at that place in life where it just ah that's what we're chasing. We don't even need to give it a word because we'll tomato it to death. Peace, contentment, happiness, joy, whatever you want to call it. Find that. TJ, I do not get nostalgic or lonely around the holidays because I've never celebrated the holidays. So, and I'm always alone. So, it's, you know what I mean? It's just another day for me. Like, I just get annoyed because stores close. Like, I got to remember, what is it, Thursday to have enough food in the fridge because Thanksgiving places stay open. But I get more annoyed at the holidays than anything else. Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't, I'm always alone. So, yeah. And most of my friends don't celebrate holidays either. So I can call them up. Death Valley in the building. What up, Chris? Hey Nick, we're gonna be in Denver at the same time. Nice. What up, Dreamy Roxy? Bobby? Nick, I've never I've only been to three other countries, but at no time when I was in them did I want to move there. So as I visit more countries, we'll see if that trend continues. I kind of think it will because I like America. I don't know. I like being somewhere where everybody speaks the language I speak. It's you know what I mean? Like I just like being America. Like I said, I'm in Denver right now. I'm loving it. You know what I mean? I like visiting other countries. I like being around other cultures. I just kind of like America, you know. I know that's almost like a sin to say these days, but for me, thus far, I haven't. I don't have the desire to move to another country. No. Bald eagle, respect more important than money. Let's go. And it's good to find what works for you. You know what I mean? Say I'm good at my job. I get a lot of respect. That works for me. Different things work for different people. I wish we were taught that too. It's not all for some people. Money is the main thing, and that's fine. For a lot of people, it's not. We have to find what works for us in every aspect of life, including work. And if we go after that, like things are better. Yeah, the holidays. I'm just January 2nd is a day I appreciate because January 3rd, all the holidays are over. Oh, and is that middle management very stressful? Yeah, I think middle management is like the most stressful position. Hmm. Hey, thank you. Said looking good, Tim. I appreciate that. Are there any special occasions I celebrate? Nah, not really. I mean, February 22nd is my day. That's that's Tim Day because that's my number 222. But you know, other than that, no, like what's special? Like what make I'm good. And I understand. Like no disrespect if people love holiday season and celebrate. Cool. I don't disrespect anybody's special days. I just don't really have any. What up, moment? Fortnite. I don't have any opinion on Timberlands. I don't think I've ever owned a pair. Yeah, the Thanksgiving food is cool. When I used to like back home in Florida, people would invite me over for Thanksgiving. I'll go to eat. You know what I mean? Like I'll come through, but like it's not a. I don't like the whole backstory to Thanksgiving. It sounds great. Oh, we all got together and ate before the genocide. I don't know. I just we'll let them feed us, then we'll kill them. Like I just don't. Yeah, it's 2024. I don't know. See, this is my problem. I just think about things too much. You just can't tell Tim anything. And I just go along like, okay, all right, Squano, okay, whatever. Okay, no Pilgrim. Oh, what? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing. I'm not doing that. That was me in school. Um, that was me in school. There was a lot of like, and I wasn't as vocal with it, but there was a lot of like, "Nah, I'm not doing this. Just, like mentally. They'd say something and I'd be like, and all the other kids be drinking the Kool-Aid. Ooh, okay, teacher. I'd be back there going, nope, nope, don't believe it. Not doing it. Nope. That's dumb. Nope. Nope. And to this day, I'm still, the same person. I just not. You just can't tell me I have to do something. Oh, on this day you need to do so and so. Why? Oh, because of stop. Nope. 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 Oh, now if you want to do it, by all means, please do it. If it makes you happy, if Christmas makes you happy, it's your favorite day of the year. By all means, enjoy your Christmas. But if you're one of the people who does it out of obligation and you secretly hate it, it's okay to stop celebrating it. It's okay to stop giving presents if you ain't got the money. If you have to take out a holiday loan to buy presents for people you really don't like, Now if there's your nieces and nephews you really like, you enjoy buying them presents, buy them kids presents, whatever, do what you do. But the aspects of it you don't like or appreciate, you don't have to do. I'll let you on a little secret. You don't have to do anything. There's no rules. You can sit on your sofa and binge watch the new Dune show all, all through the holidays. There's only like 2 episodes, Tim. You can't binge watch it yet. You know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want in the holidays. Yeah, history is very skewed, Angela. History, and it just as we go through movements where we're trying to right the wrongs, it's just funny to me the things we allow to continue. Oh, we can't do this, we can't do that anymore, we can't say that anymore. But then we got this other stuff that's glaringly an issue, and we just go along with it. All right, you know, time travel hobgoblin. You got 5 different dinners on Thanksgiving. Okay, TJ, I feel like I'm more in touch with my intuition than I was in the past. In the past, I was very logical. I was on that Mr. Spock type time. Very logical. As a child, I just all I wanted to be as a child was a robot. I wanted no emotions. I wanted no feelings. It was all logic. We've grown a little since then, so I do feel like I'm more in touch now. Less about logic, more about gut intuition, what feels right, love. Logan, I don't know. The why is weird. As many times as I've worked there, I if you've been calling, emailing, I don't know what to do. That's what said. I had to just start just calling managers I ain't dealt with HR and whatever. Like I just call and hey, can you hire me? Because the HR there is weird. They have their own. I've never understood how they do what they do. Um, some people they get back to right away. Some people, yeah, they just. I don't know. I wish I knew. I just don't know. Hey Roberto, and I think that's a natural. You said you're 42. Sometimes you think I'm too old for many things, like chasing dreams that slipped away years ago, or starting over when it feels like the world has already moved on without you. And I think we've been taught our whole life that we need to have it all figured out in our early 20s. But if we're being honest, people are living to be 80, 90 years old. You're only halfway there. You could start over now, it take 10 years, and you could have 30 years living your new life. What's the alternative? Just continue feeling like life slipped away for another 50 years? Just give up for another, you know what I mean? And I'm not coming at you at all. I get it. We've been programmed that way. We've been taught that way. Oh, once you hit 40, it's over. Because all we show on TV and the movies and we look up to youth. We put youth on a pedestal. When it should kind of be actually nothing should be on a pedestal, but like if we were going to put something on the pedestal, we should put wisdom on a pedestal. But what do? We make fun of boomers, most hated generation, when they've got all the wisdom and all the money, but we won't go there. They've got all the wisdom. Maybe we should ask them some questions. Anyway, but it's natural in this society to feel like 42 is old, but like, bro, you got 40 more years to do this. Might as well try. Figure it out by 50, you up. You know what I mean? As opposed to what, spending 40 more years thinking you missed the boat? Like, you got 4 more decades. You young. You young. Exactly, JD. What else you gonna do? Embrace life, make the most of it. What's the alternative? Doing nothing? I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine. But like, what do you have to lose by trying to live the life you want? Moment's gonna be eating Chinese on Thanksgiving. Me too, probably. Yeah. What else? What else? Like? What's the alternative? Just do nothing and complain about it? Well, that's what a lot of people do. Bald eagle. I'll tell you a funny story. You asked did I experience racism as a child. Um, so I lived in Florida and I went to school in the Orlando area. And there was only three black people in the school. It was me and my two sisters. And then there was two when my one sister, who's the oldest, left and went to junior high school or whatever. I can recall like every now and then one of the poor kids, it was one, I'm still throwing shots at him years later. There was one kid who like, yeah, you know how there be that neighborhood that like, because we was in the burbs, right? But there was that one neighborhood that made it. I'm throwing shots. I'm throwing shots. I'm big. I'm not. But he was the kid who lived down that one road who we all know didn't have much money. And sadly, a lot of times with poverty comes anger and hatred, right? So the one kid I ever had any issues with race wise was this one kid. That's why I'm calling him out for being broke. I'm being petty. It's not funny. But I think that was a byproduct of his upbringing, having to go to a school where like you were the poor kid, he's lashing out at everybody, he's throwing the N word at me. I didn't know what it meant, right? Like I knew, like okay, this must be a word that people say to black people, and it's not a good word. But like how like when you first learn what a curse word is, like you don't know the first time someone calls you a bitch, it doesn't mean anything, right? It's later when people tell you, "Oh, don't let him call you a bitch." That you know what I mean? So like that was really like the only at an all white school. That was really like the only time there was anything racial that I remember encountering, and that didn't bother me in the slightest bit because like it didn't mean anything. Like my parents had not instilled any racism in me, so when at especially that young age when someone tried to be racist, it didn't do anything. It didn't bother. Like I'm like, whatever. You can call me whatever you want. Whatever. Um, it wasn't until I got a little older and I moved to Atlanta, and this will sound crazy. So growing up, elementary school, whatever, all white school. Moved to Atlanta, all black school, and that's when I really started to understand like racism and race because I got picked on every single day for acting white. That's what I'm telling you, this race thing is weird. Like it hits you different because like I literally got picked on every single day or a lot, especially those first few years because everybody called me white. And that was my first like foray into racism was I was different because I grew up around white people and apparently I had their speech and mannerisms. So that's when I really started getting picked on. It's an interesting story. I reflect on that a lot because people automatically assume I'm going to be like, oh, I grew up around white people and they picked on me and it sucked. Nah, the white people was cool. It was y'all. It was my old people who came at me. Right? I tell you, man, like that's what I'm saying. Like, we try to look at race and all that as just like cut and dry, but like, nah, man, it has so many different layers. It's crazy. Um, but since you asked, I like to share that story on occasion. Like, it's kind of different, bro. It's different. I'm drinking a kombucha. Yeah, I walked down to the Whole Foods to get it. Not well. See, Bald Eagle, we didn't have a. We had similar, but not a similar experience. You know what I mean? Like for you, yeah. Like I'm telling you, like I don't know. As for me, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, my elementary school, nobody. I was like one of the coolest kids there. I was one of the coolest kids there. Like no, like I was there. Like that's why it blew my mind because like you know what I mean. Like you view yourself how you're viewed. So I was one of the coolest kids in school. You know what I mean? Then I moved to Atlanta and like I'm like, why they picking on me? Like I'm Tim, like I'm him, bro. Like, and they're like, nah, you talk different. I'm like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? And that's what Lascar, that's what I've always that was my message was like, why do we and then we'll get off this. But and I think it's getting better these days. But I'm like, why do we equate broken English, ignorance, slang with us, but we equate like proper English with white people? You can talk however you want to, but it's like don't take on the mantle of what other people have tried to put on you and put it on. But that's what people always do, and this just is it's just human nature in general. Anywhere you go, like in America, we like to think our racism is unique. They got racism all over the world. It's all the same. So like yeah, like a lot of times the oppressed take on the views of the oppressor, and then they reinforce it. And that was always my issue. I was like, if y'all want to pick on me, but don't pick on me for speaking properly. Like that's what you're supposed to do. That's what y'all picked. I was like, I got a bunch of others, and then eventually they start picking on me about other stuff. But I was like, that's what y'all are picking on me, like the way I talk, the way I'm like, bro, like. Anyway, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it's all deep, but that's why these days I don't really engage in it, bro. Like I don't. That's why like when people try to hit me with like racist stuff on YouTube, it does not bother me in the slightest bit. There's some other stuff you can say it might get to me every now and then. Somebody will slide a comment through. I'm like, ooh, that got me. The race stuff is nothing to me. Nothing. You could walk right up to me in my face on the street, call me any type of name. It ain't gonna bother me the slightest bit. It don't mean nothing. It does not mean anything. Nope. Been through it. Like whatever. Like it doesn't mean anything, bro. Like I don't get there's no word. You can't come up with just a single word that if you say it to me, I'm automatically gonna get mad. Nope. 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 Talk about my mama, you might get punched in the face. But that's probably the only button I might have. Even then. But like this whole idea of like certain stuff people say to you, gotta get mad. No, nope. Once again, you can't just tell Tim there's no rules. No rules. Gratitude Gorilla is right here. I purposely brought him over here, them over here. I like I like giving Gratitude Gorilla no gender. Um I guess that's a Japanese umbrella. I don't know. I'm an Airbnb, so now yeah, if someone and that's the thing too, I get aggravated when people come at people I care about. You can come at me all day long. I promise you, I don't care. Whatever. Tim, you're stupid. Tim, you're this. Tim, you're that. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm grown. But like, for example, if someone starts talking trash about the WNBA, I feel very deeply about those athletes, and typically it's some sexist man. So I get a little annoyed about that because I'm like, you talking trash about people I care about. You could say the same stuff about me or a variation of it. I would not care in the slightest bit. But it's like, yeah, if you, like I said, you say something about my mama, it's like, hey, bro, like, nah. I don't like when people tear other people down. You can tear me down all day long. I do not care. You're gonna get blocked with love, but I don't care. Like it doesn't do it. Like what? What do I care? Like who? Like I am who I am. Your opinion of me is none of my business. If you choose to share it with me, cool. I still don't care. Like I'm still me. You know what I mean? I'm 6'4". If someone says, Tim, you're short, I'm still 6'4". You know what I mean? Who I am is who I am. So what you think I am has no bearing because I am who I am. Thank you, Steve. Caitlin Clark is that girl. GOAT. I didn't think you were a WBA hater at all. Why does it keep saying my chat just is disconnecting, reconnecting? Well, we only moved moments. We only moved twice. We only did 2 major moves when I was a kid. So that was moving to Florida, then moving to Georgia. So, I mean, that was 2 major moves in 20 years, basically. So 18 years, something like that. So I wouldn't say I moved around a lot. Yeah, it was every 10 years or so. Every 9 years we moved. So got an Angel Reese hoodie. Nice. Angel Reese is the more I look at Angel Reese, the more I like Angel Reese. I follow her on Instagram, and she's one of those people that every time, and she posts all. She's got a team, obviously, so she posts a lot. Every time I used to couldn't stand Angel Reese. Now every time I see her, I'm like, I love Angel Reese. Like Angel Reese is that girl, like for real. So yeah, I love me some Angel Reese. I'm hoping I feel that way about Haley Van Lith when she gets in the WNBA. Because I love to hate on Haley Van Lith. I don't know why. Poor girl. But I'm hoping I grow to like really appreciate her when she gets in the W. TJ, yeah, I listen to Ram Dass from time to time. Ram Dass is actually very entertaining. Yeah, like I said, the umbrella. I guess it's just like it's not. I didn't furnish the room, so I guess it's just a decorative umbrella. You know. I mean, it's an interesting, but yeah, and there's some tissues back there, a water bottle, a lamp. We here. No, it's a satellite dish. Why would there be a satellite dish? Like they don't even make satellite dishes like that anymore, do they? Oh, your alma mater's Indiana. Oh, nice, nice. Indiana beat Stanford. I gotta watch that game. I started watching that game, Steve, actually, and I was like, I thought sure Stanford was gonna. Well, I got to go back and watch that game then. I don't know. Indiana was who do I like at Indiana? Wow, ugh, bleh. I always get Indiana and Nebraska mixed up. Who's on Indiana? I always get the two mixed up. Like it's I always get Indiana and Nebraska mixed up in my head because they have similar colors. Um, I don't want to say some. I know, but I always get the two of them mixed up. Yeah, Ruby. It's funny how language gets racial lines. Like, nah, I'm just saying what everybody around me said, right? Nah, Jay, I've been blessed to. I had one in Portland. I had a bad Airbnb experience because the place wasn't cleaned when I got there, and then they came and cleaned it and did not clean. So I basically left. I stayed a night and left. That's the only bad Airbnb experience I really had. Yeah, yeah. So, and it was crazy because those people had good reviews. You know, though I do feel like that might have been one where I was a little like, I think there was a slight bit of apprehension. You know, so that was kind of on me. But yeah, I've only had like one bad review. I mean, Airbnb host. Have you ever thought of being an online life coach? Coffee. I don't think I'm qualified to be a life coach. Now, if I ever started to do like I feel like I could do consultations where like people could ask me questions about stuff, and I think I've done enough things that there might be stuff like people might have questions about. Like if someone had travel questions or seasonal work questions or minimalism questions or whatever, you know? But I don't think I would ever call myself a life coach just because I don't like what that implies. Like I would never use that term to describe myself that I was coaching someone with their life. But it's just like, yeah, if I ever did like consultations and people had questions or wanted to talk, yeah, but I don't think I would ever. I can see myself being a life consultant, but not a life coach. I know, tomato, tomato, but it's different to me. Yeah, I did like Mackenzie Holmes and Grace Berger. Grace Berger can hoop. They don't use her enough on the Fever. Um, but who's still on the team? Angela, you're thank you. Oh man. Oh man. Angela, that's funny. Uh, oh man. You're in my mind. Sydney yes, okay, Sydney Parrish. It was yeah, yeah. Like I said, I always get the two mixed up because I was like, does she play for Nebraska? I don't know why I get the two of them mixed up. Maybe because they're similar colors and yeah, um, teams look kind of similar. Lorenzo, I think schools are indoctrination camps. Basically you just go there and they program you to be a good citizen. Their ideal of a good citizen, which is basically part of the system, part of the matrix, a worker bee, a wage slave. Like that's, I mean, just think about how schools are set up. We think is normal that you go sit in a room, teachers in charge, you got to listen to them, asked to go to the bathroom, you got to be here at a certain time for the like school, like learning could be so different. Learning could be so different. Kids could be taught the same stuff. Well, actually, not the same stuff because most of it is pointless. Most of it is stuff that people 50 years ago, 100 years ago said we needed to learn. But like kids could be taught what they need to learn at those ages in life so differently. But we don't do it that way. Coffee lover, most seasonal workers don't have health insurance through their employer. No, no. Hey, IDK, props to you. Props to you. A for being 3 months sober. Congratulations. And quitting your job with no plan. That's hard to do. It can be scary. Um, the regret does start to seep in that did I do the wrong thing? But yeah, you know why you did it. Um, keep my advice would be just keep focusing on that. I know why, because it will start to, especially if the money start getting low and you seem like you aren't finding it, like you'll start to doubt, why did I do that? I could have just stayed at that job. Even if you have to write it on a piece of paper, put it on the wall. I quit my job because it was toxic and I had to go. Because over time, we do this with everything. We do it with like relationships. You break up with somebody, and then when you start getting lonely, you're like, dang, why did I break up with Tyrone? You know why. But you like when you're not in that moment, it doesn't hit as hard. So like, yeah, as long as you just keep reminding yourself, I had to quit. Full stop. Whatever happens after that now needs to happen. You know. But yeah, that regret will start to set in. Yeah, I've had it happen before. Oh, TJ did the homeschooling. Okay, okay. Daughter moved upstate New York. Word on cars. Nice, nice. Yeah, Logan, it's funny. So much other stuff. Some stuff we get progressive on. Other stuff we just leave it the way it is. Indoctrination, Lorenzo. Yeah, yeah, John. People told me. Yeah, yeah. That was featured on Legion of Men. They said that video's up to like 100,000, 100K now. We outside, man. Tell you, I'm really him. I got recognized today walking on the street. Shout out to my guy. What up? Selfies, all that. I'm him. No, I'm joking, I'm joking. Bless. Hashtag bless. Blessings. Tori said, "Have you used a protractor or compass in school? Do they use that stuff now, or do the kids just? Well, now they got Chat GPT, but that's what I'm saying. So much stuff we're taught, we never use it, bro, and they know we're not going to use it. They're like school could have career paths. It's like, okay, if you're going to think you want to go into this field or you enjoy this, we'll then learn that. Like the kids who love math, okay, do the mathy stuff. The kids who love history, do you know what I mean? Like it can be so different, but it's just like, no, you have to all learn the same thing. You will all be tested in the same manner. People grow up thinking they're dumb, but it's just like, no, they just don't do well on certain types of tests. They just don't retain pointless information the same. It's crazy. Think something's wrong with you because you don't do well in school. As soon as you get out of school, you do great. Maybe you're just a hands-on learner. You're not a book learner. Just reading and remembering and reciting information may not be your strong skill. That doesn't mean you're dumb. That doesn't mean you won't excel in life. That's just not your skill. Yeah, they really need a class about building credit. They don't want to do that though, because if everyone had great credit, the credit card companies would go out of business. If everyone had good credit, there would be no credit scores tomorrow. Trust me, the day come where everybody has good credit scores, they'll suddenly stop caring about it. It'll be something else. Oh, credit score, that's pointless. It'll be something else. Credit score is designed for you to have bad credit so they can charge you more money. That's all that is. Hey, how can we get people to accept us charging different people different amounts of money, different amounts of interest? Oh, we'll come with this thing called credit score. And then if you don't do what we tell you to do, your credit score goes down, and we can charge you more for the same money we're loaning you. It might have started with good reason, but now it's yeah. Yeah, same with college. Oh, you got to take this class. Has nothing to do with my major. That's not the point. You have to take it and you have to pay for it. But it has nothing to do with the job I want. Yes, but for us to sign off on that piece of paper that you're paying $60,000 for, you have to take all of these other classes that have nothing to do with that, because that's how we got up to the $60,000. And we just go right along with it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm telling you, it's craziness. It's craziness. I definitely had a guidance counselor in high school moments, and the woman did not like me. It's like she liked me, but I annoyed the crap out of her because I wasn't playing her little game. Like what she saw was an intelligent student who had the potential to do very well, get into a really good school, really good college. That's what she saw. I saw, I just want to get out of high school. You know what I mean? So like, like if that's what you come to work every day for, is to find the bright students and help get them into a good college or university. It's troubling when you see someone who could do that who doesn't want to do it. And my reason for not wanting to do it didn't work for her. I just didn't care. But she's like, but you can get this diploma, you can get there. If you do this, you could be boom, boom, boom. You could go, we could work, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to work that hard because I'm not going to college. And she about had a stroke. What? You're not, why are you not? Timothy, you have so much potential. I was like, there's a general diploma, there's the academic diploma, and the advanced academic. She wanted me to get the advanced academic, like that top diploma. I said, I'll get the middle one to make my mom happy. I won't get the regular one. I'll get the middle diploma. I'm not doing all that extra work for the top one. For what? I'm not going to school. I didn't even take the SAT. You got to take the SAT, but I'm like, I'm not taking the SAT because I'm not going to school. I'm not going to college. Oh yeah, I used to drive. Yeah, she liked me, but I used to drive her crazy. I'm not doing like you people just came up with this stuff. No one ran it by me. Hey, do you want to take the SAT? Do you want they just told me to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care. Ben, if you love that person, sure. I don't think once again, immigration status is something that other people came up with. So if you love this person from Honduras, you want to date them, date them. Why not? Angel said that's why I stopped in associates. Didn't want them student loans. Let's go. Or let's not go. Look, IDK, it is. It's scam. It's a scam. It's crazy. What up, Drew? Yeah, moments. I've just always been stubborn, and it helped that my parents weren't telling me I had to go to college. I understand for a lot of people, their parents are pushing them to go to college. Their family, blah blah blah. My parents didn't care, so it was a little easier for me. Though even if they had cared, I wouldn't have cared. I've always been stubborn, like not always in a good way. But like, if Tim ain't gonna do it, Tim's not going to do it, and I will face the consequences. And I think that's what allows me to be so stubborn is because I'll face the consequences. I'll face the music, you know, as I'm facing it, even though I'm like, yeah, this might not be the best. I know I'm here facing this music because I did what I wanted to do. I'm that stubborn. So like, yeah, nah, you're not gonna make me, especially when I gotta pay for it. I mean, I got a Hope Scholarship in Georgia, so I could have went to a local school and had a good part of it paid for. I did do that. I got the Hope Scholarship. I guess I didn't go to graduation, so I guess it came in the mail or something. I don't know, but yeah, I did get that. But I know. What up, Kevin? Good to see you, Nick. I'm not saying getting a degree is a scam. I'm saying the system is scammy. You know what I mean? Like we were just saying, the fact that you have to take classes that have nothing to do with accounting and you had to pay for them, that strikes me as scammy. Even if it works out, and I'm glad it did, and it does for a lot of people, it would have worked out better if they hadn't made you take classes you didn't need and charged you less. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you wanted to take all those classes and you gladly paid all that money or your parents paid for it, cool. But it's just like we can admit that like having a college degree does work for some people while also admitting that like, hey, if we hadn't made them take classes they didn't need and hadn't charged them more, that would be better too. It would have worked out even better. That's all I'm saying. Ty, you stubborn too? Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good. Yeah, and I think incognito. That's it. Like deciding for yourself. Like if you want to go, go. If you don't. Like that's the weigh all your options. Look at your future. Do you like school? I didn't like school, bro. Like, eh. I'm like 4 more years now. I'm chilling. But yeah. I mean, there's no right or wrong. Once again, it's just making the right choice for you or a good choice for you. You want to go to school? Go. You don't. Like it's but like I said, you're gonna have to face the music for whatever decision you make. That decision might be $50,000 in student loan if you go. That decision might be if you don't go, it might be harder to find the high paying job you want. You know, just got to factor all that in. There's no rules. Lorenzo skipped school all the time, walked out hidden the school toy. Hey, do what you. I skipped school one time, almost got beat up. I skipped school one time, and there was this neighborhood called Murfield, literally right down the road from my school. Now, you got to understand, the area I was from in Atlanta was the gangs were based on neighborhoods. right? So like I mean, you had the Crips and the Blood stuff like that, but the real gangs were like neighborhoods. So like Murphyville had its own gang. You know what I mean? The Murphyville boys or whatever. I knew I wasn't supposed to be over there because I didn't roll with them like that. You know what I mean? I knew a couple of them, whatever, but like anyway. So I had a friend. Her name was Sunday, who I was trying to holla at. This girl was, to me, it was just like ooh, and it was crazy. Sometimes after school, my bus came pretty early. Sometimes I would miss my bus because it took me like 45 minutes to walk home. Sometimes I would miss my bus, um, and I would just walk home later, but I would walk her to her neighborhood. I bring this up to say I would stop at the Murfield sign. This is how real it was. I'm telling y'all. I'd walk her home, right? It'd be her, a couple of friends. I'd walk her home. I would stop at the sign. I would not go in the neighborhood because you don't do that. I'm telling you. You don't go, nah, you can't walk her up in that neighborhood. Because she was like with them. Like she was one of them. Like she was one of their females. So like yeah, like everyone knew. Like you could talk to her at school, you could chill with her, but like she was with them. So you can't be seen walking up in their neighborhood with her. Like they like, bro, that ain't even you. You know what I mean? So the one day I skipped school, um, somehow it's something with her. I forget totally the details, but somehow I knew she was gonna be at this house, so and so. She's like, I'm gonna be at my friend's house, boom, boom, boom. And I was feeling myself. So I was like, I'm gonna come through. Somehow I knew where she was at, and I was like, well, since it's the middle of the day, all the dudes will be at school. I can sneak by there. Boom, boom, boom. Long story short, they almost caught me. I was wrong. The dudes wasn't all in school. I had to run up out of there because I think I was coming to the door or I was knocking on the window and it was like a house full of dudes and I had to dip up out of there. The one day I skipped school, like I literally had to run up out of Murfield to keep from getting stomped on. Like it was definitely one of the parties that she was skipping school to go to. I thought she was just skipping school to like hang out with a friend, but like nah, it was dudes. It was crazy. And I think then I was like a junior, and I was like, I'm never skipping school again. It ain't worth it. But yeah, it was just weird how Atlanta was like like Decatur, Stone Mountain area. It was very neighborhood like, and they was decent neighborhoods, but like it was kind of some suburban a little, but like you don't go in the wrong neighborhood. Like, and it was right down the road from my school. Nah, you don't go up in there. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, the gangsters were not in school. I thought they were. Nah, they wasn't. Nah, them dudes saw me. I was like, I'm out. And like it sounds crazy, like telling the story, because like I said, in school, fine. 10 minutes down the road, violence. It was crazy. It was crazy. I would love to go back, um, and see what that area is like now, because I'm sure it's probably so expensive now. Which it was, you know what I mean? Like it was a good neighbor. That's what was funny back then. Like if you didn't know the situation, you would just ride through like, man, these are really nice neighborhoods, and they were. But like, if you was a teenager and lived there, there was rules you had to abide by. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, we got people coming to the chat, living with the parents. Let's go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Ted, y'all used to sign each other's excuse notes. I feel like in my high school, you didn't nobody cared. Like if you showed up, you showed up. If you didn't, you didn't. Like they wasn't calling nobody, parents or nothing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I was so I don't want to say I was lame, but like I didn't have anything to do. Like what am I gonna skip school for? Like I was like, I don't have anywhere else to go. Yeah, I would love to look that girl Sunday up. See what she's like now. But yeah, I thought that girl was, bruh. Healing Daily. How do I feel about Texas? I really liked Austin. Austin was a vibe. I really liked Austin. Dallas, but I really liked Austin. Austin was a vibe. Like, I mean, and because it's Austin, so it's a little different than other parts of Texas. But I thought Austin was a vibe. I liked Austin. I would consider living in Austin for a while. It's just expensive. So a lot of the places I'm like, man, I could live there are expensive. Bozeman, I'd go back and live in Bozeman for a year. It's expensive, bro. Angela partied and was on honor roll. Okay, okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. Angela was like, pick a side. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm all for anybody living with their parents, saving money. This ideal, yeah, especially it's a very Western thing, I think, very American thing. Like, oh, at a certain age, you got to move out. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? Just so I could, especially now, like when I was 18, 19, it was feasible to move out. I think I ended up moving out living with my sister, but I remember me and the homies was gonna move out, and I think our rent would have been like $300 a piece or something. Like, it was, you know what I mean? Like, and I think even then we are like, man, that's high. But now it's so expensive to get your own place. I think, I think like if it doesn't get better, I think there'll be a whole different conversation around that because people, it won't even be an option if rent keeps going up. People won't be. It was like, bro, it's either 10 roommates or stay with moms, stay with dad and them. You know what I mean? Hey, Healing Daily, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. So, what did you like about Austin? Haven't been yet. I just really like the vibe. It seemed very like young and hip and just like I don't know, like it just seemed progressive. I don't want to say politics, but I don't know. It just seemed like an alive city. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like it was growing. Just I don't know. It just seemed very. The vibe was cool. I like the vibe. Just seemed like a lot of you know people making moves, enjoying life, taking care of themselves, and and no disrespect to the homeless, but like I just it wasn't. I'm like, dang, there ain't a ton of homeless people. Like areas where I thought there'd be a bunch of homeless, there weren't. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe Austin's figured it out somehow. At least the part where I was at. But yeah, I just like the vibe. I go places sometimes. I just really like the vibe. Yeah, but I don't think like I think it's sad that younger people can't afford, or it's harder for them to afford a place if they want one. I don't think it's bad that they have to stay home, mom and dad though, because like that's like what's so you stay home with your parents till you're 30. You know how much money you save. You know how much your parents might appreciate that. I don't think I would live in California. No. California's cool. Like I was in San Diego recently last year. I like San Diego, but California's the vibe is the parts of California I've been to, and I know California's huge. There's different parts, but the parts of California I've been to, I enjoyed visiting. At least like San Diego, I did. Um, but I never was like I want to live here. Alvin Anthony, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, that is love. Thank you so much. So they tell one of the tenants offered me a bottle of Coke and chips. I told her no, thank you. But she insisted. When she left, I tossed it in the trash. I've done that before. If we're being honest, we're putting our cards on the table. I've had people give me stuff before, and I didn't want it, and they insisted, and then yeah, I just threw it away later. Like yeah, I've done that before too. Like it's like it'd be different if I was just like, oh yeah, yeah, give me that. But if I'm like, nah, and they're like, no, take it. Like people offer me food to eat. Oh, I made this. Um, I yeah, yeah, and they insist. Yeah, I have no problem if I didn't ask for it and I didn't tell you I wanted it. I have no problem throwing it away because like I don't want it, so I shouldn't have to eat it. Yeah. Yeah, San Diego's a vibe. Going down there to Balboa Park, going to the waterfront, like San Diego's a vibe. I wish they had more. The area that I was in just didn't have a lot of grocery stores. It was weird. Like, what are big grocery stores? A lot of girls won't date you as soon as they find out you live with your parents. Well, man, it saves you from. Sometimes I think the more extreme decisions we make helps us to like thin the herd. You know what I mean? It's like because I would imagine if you live with your parents, you want a woman who thinks that that's acceptable, right? If you do something and you're doing it by choice, or you're doing it and it makes sense to you, I'd imagine you want your partner for it to make sense to them too. So it's just like some things you do, and if people are like, "Oh, I'd never date somebody who does that," it just helps to thin the herd. Now, it kind of sucks when you're looking to date somebody and women keep saying no because they find out you live with your parents, but it's like, well, they probably weren't going to be the one for you to settle down with anyway because y'all got different views on stuff. Like that's why when dudes are like, "Oh, women don't want me because I don't have money." The women who don't want somebody because they don't have money aren't the type of women you probably want, even if you got money. Now, there's a difference between wanting, financial stability and wanting money, but you know what I mean? If or even a man, no matter who it is or whoever you date, if someone doesn't want you because you don't have enough money, then it's about the money and it's not about you. You probably don't really want to be with them anyway. It just helps to thin the herd. So even if you do get your coins up, by then you probably be with somebody who doesn't care. And you'll feel better showering him or her or sharing the money with him or her. Yeah, it'd be nice to live in a world like our ancestors where money wasn't necessary. It would, it would, it would, it would, it would. So when you come to London, I recommend you English breakfast, fish chips, and Sunday roast. If I come with somebody, I might. If I come alone, I probably won't. I don't mean. I'm very yeah. Who knows? We'll see. If they got Uber Eats, maybe. If Uber Eats will deliver to my Airbnb or my hotel room a full English breakfast, maybe. Jay said, I respect and love my mom. I'm not just hiding in my mom's basement while PJ's on all day eating junk food. I'm a good man, but mom is widowed. I choose to hang out with her until. Nice, nice, nice. However, Jay, I do have a slight pushback because you're doing the same thing other people were doing to you slightly. Because what if there is somebody living in their mom's basement in their PJs eating junk food all day long? There's nothing wrong with that. So why are we judging them? You see what I'm saying? It's just like we all do it. I do it. I was praying just today to be less judgy. So don't please don't think I'm on my high horse here. But it's just we do it. We'll be like, oh man, people look down on me because I do a certain thing, but I'm not like these people. Once again, I do it too. I do it too. I'm working on it. But it's just like if you were in your PJs eating Cheetos, drinking Mountain Dew, playing video games all day long, if that was your living with your parents, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. It's all okay. It doesn't matter. Do what you. There's no rules. None of it matters. All the things we pride ourselves. Oh, I do this. It doesn't matter. I'm definitely talking to myself here. All the stuff. Like I'm repeatedly trying to tell myself, like Tim, the things you do that mean something to you only mean something because they mean something to you. In the grand scheme of things, they mean absolutely nothing. Any accomplishments or any accolades or whatever you might have mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. They only mean something because they mean something to you. The same is true with everybody else. So anytime we're feeling down because we haven't done certain things, doesn't mean anything. Unless it's genuinely like, I feel I want to do that, so I want to accomplish it. Just like when we're feeling better than other people, for it doesn't mean anything. None of it means anything unless it means something to us. Genuinely. That's a good point, Ted. Money was a good idea because it facilitated the exchange of goods and services. You're absolutely right. We just got complicated with it. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Ted. You're right. None of it matters. It's very freeing when you realize nothing matters. At first, it feels like somebody pulled the ledge off from under you and you're free falling. But then you realize there's nowhere to fall. Tell you, once, once you realize none of this means anything, it's very free. You can just walk around enjoying life. It doesn't mean anything. You can fully embrace life. Getting back to the title, you can fully embrace the present and embrace life and all the blessings you have when you realize none of this means anything. And you get to kind of decide what means something to you. So, like, what, what, why did I took a screenshot? I always end up doing that. Delete screen. I take a screenshot of my screen. Yeah, it's funny, Jay. That's true too. Sophie, opinions change over time. Hey, Tori, on your second year doing seasonal work. Nice, 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 nice. I'm glad to hear you're happy. Yes, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, Tori. Glad to hear that. I appreciate you coming back, saying what's up. Giving us the update. That is awesome. Keep going. Let's go. Retired 2019. How you doing? Yeah, now that Metallica song is going to be in my head until I listen to Squabble Up again. Squabble Up, Squabble Up, Squabble Up, Squabble Up. I didn't used to be a Kendrick fan. Now I'm I don't know. I might be becoming a Kendrick fan. Slowly but surely. Hey, Edward, how you doing? Sorry to hear you had a stressful day. I remind you of a based Cuba Gooden Jr. I'll take that as a compliment. Not really sure why, but not really sure if I should. What up, Rose, by the way? Not really sure if I should take that as a compliment. I can't think of a reason to, but I will. I will. Here's the thing, though. I need somebody to come along and knock Kendrick off. It's hip hop, right? I'm hating. I'm being a hater. I need someone to come along and give Kendrick a run for his money. That's what I need. It's hip hop, right? I'm not even gonna say they need to knock him off. They just need to give him a run for his money. Cherry, I do have a resume. Yes. Here's the thing, Cherry. I just don't put a lot of jobs on my resume, and I don't put dates. So I just pick like the five. Sometimes I'll just pick like the most relevant 4 or 5 jobs, and I'll just put that on my resume. The good thing is a lot of the jobs I worked for a couple different times. So when they say, why are there no dates? I'm like, well, I worked for this place twice. So I didn't put the dates because, but, and another thing for me in my field, which is hospitality, if I go to apply at a hotel for, a housekeeping supervisor job or housekeeping, manager job or whatever, or assistant manager, if they see like they just need to see I've done the job before. If I can just put up a good enough resume to get the interview, they'll know by talking to me I know how to run a housekeeping department, right? I know how to supervise the housekeeping department. So for me, it might be a little easier in my field, but like I just put 4 or 5 jobs on there, and like it's not a pro. Yeah, so it's not pages long. Yeah, like they don't need to know everything about me. Here's the thing too, they don't know how old you are, and I don't think they can legally ask. So you don't need to go from 18 to 40. You might only be, 24. You know what I mean? Like they don't need to know everything about you. You know, it's about every job. None of their business. Kendrick going nowhere for a while. I don't know. Lil Wayne might come for him. I'm hearing rumblings. Thank you, Grape Tea News. Tell people like the video. Thank you. Thank you. Love you too, Jake. Yeah, I just don't. Which I actually need to. The other day, I was like, I need to. My resume is on my laptop. I was like, I need to update that, move it over, put it on my phone. So many devices and so much. I was trying to apply for 7-Eleven rewards today, and you got to verify your phone number, verify your email. I'm like, bro, why you need all this verification? Blah, blah. I'm like, you already got my phone number, you my email too. Oh, we need it for what do you need to verify? For 7-Eleven rewards. I'm not trying to get nothing out of you. Lil Wayne and Kendrick are ghosts, different generation. I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, Drake's a go too. Um, uh, Cherry, I definitely do not get constipation. I get the other. Maybe once it like if it for me, it have to be like I have to eat rice for 2 days straight or something. But yeah, usually it's the other for me. Yeah, Ted, I just be in 7-Eleven so much. And they're always like, "Do you have rewards?" And usually I'm like, "No," but I'm like, "Dang, I've been in there every day this week." So I was like, "I'll sign up," but like all this verification, bro. But I mean, yeah, you do get stuff with the loyalty apps, like that is one of the few areas where like they actually give you discounts and free stuff, um, and mainly in exchange for our information and our spending habits. But hey, Mr. T Rex, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And if I see that come, let me. I thank you in advance. Appreciate that. Thank you, Super Chat Squad. Thought that counts. Thank you. Not Cherry. Those things don't exist in my reality, so nah, I haven't encountered any of that stuff. I don't. It doesn't exist in my reality, so I'm good. I get asked that question a lot. It's kind of weird. I think that's a byproduct of all the TV shows. Nobody asked about stuff like that in the '80s before it started being on TV, and they make shows about it. It's all right, Lorenzo. Yeah, plug the phone in. Don't let your battery die. Actually, it's good to let your battery die every now and then. Apparently. Yeah, Rob. I think there's been times I might have been hesitant to. What usually happens for me is I want to travel somewhere, and then when it's starting to be time to go, I start feeling like I don't want to go or I'm hesitant for some reason. And then I go and have a great time. Yeah. So now that I've identified that, I know it's just part of the process. But I used to think I really did want to go. But now I just know like sometimes that happens. Like I'll really want to go somewhere. I'll book the ticket. It'll be a couple weeks out. And then I'll be like, I don't even want to go no more. But then when I go, I have a good time. So it's just part of the process with me, which is weird. Oh, Cherry, the super chats are definitely not required for questions to be answered. Now you'll get priority, but like you know, but no, I try to answer everybody's questions as much as possible. It ain't about yeah. We all co here. I have not been to London, Rich, but it is on the list. It is like number one on the list. So expect that to happen in 2025. When, who knows? But expect that to. I will be very disappointed if I don't get to London in 2025. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't like being disappointed. Is there anything I liked about Georgia? I liked my friends. That's about it. I like my friends. That's about it. That's why I never go back. I ain't been back to Atlanta, and I don't even know. It might be like 20 years now. Like I don't, except like I've been through on the Greyhound, but back to visit, no. Like I don't do it. I don't do Atlanta. There's really nothing there for me. I love airports. Moments, yeah, I love airports. When I'm in the airport, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Deborah said, "I love how independent and confident you are as a black man in America. This is why I click on." I mean, I feel like that's. Wait, I feel like I'm out of focus. We back. Um, I feel like all of us should all be just as confident. Um, I think a lot of our history as Black Americans, which for some reason we like to hold on to in a negative manner, has chips away at our confidence. Um, but I think we're all Americans and we all can be as confident anywhere in this country as anyone else. So that's the way I view it. Like, this is my country. I go where I go. Like and I don't typically have no problems. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, I don't see myself as a black man in America. I see myself as Tim, wherever I'm at in America, outside of I'm just Tim. I'm just me. Like I don't. It ain't about the color. It ain't about nationality. It ain't. I'm just me wherever I go. And if I happen to be somewhere where that's an issue, well, it's got to be an issue. Like, but them boys run up, they run up. You know what I mean? Like I just nah. Nah. I just don't. I think sometimes we get a little too wrapped up in our labels, and it can keep us from moving in certain ways that really, just unnecessary. Like, hey, do what you do. You know. I don't really. I wouldn't make a tiny house my home base, Jay. I don't really know. I mean, tiny houses are cool, and that was one. Like, I used to love watching videos about tiny houses and stuff, but I don't think I want to live in one. I got no problem with an apartment if I was gonna have a home, home base or whatever. Cherry, if she fine, she fine. Um, I don't look at race. I don't look at nationality. I don't look at none of that when it comes to like dating or friendship or whatever. Like those, like I said, those are all no disrespect to someone who does. Date who you want to date, or don't date whoever you don't want to date. That just seems crazy to me. Like I'm not going to limit myself with love or friendship or whatever based on arbitrary things like the color of your skin or where you were born. To me, it's the most insane thing on the planet. But I grew up in a household where like my parents, we didn't talk, like there was no, my parents didn't talk about race. My parents like love everybody was the message I got from day one. One of the reasons I'm glad I grew up in the religious organization I grew up in, even though I'm not a part of it anymore, it was very diverse. There was none of that. So it's just like from day one, my parents were like, love everybody, everybody's equal. So I just the concept of like being like, oh, we love each other, but she Asian. Like it just would like it's crazy to me, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, things that hold us back. And once again, it's we take on, and I was talking about this earlier. A lot of times, people who've been formerly oppressed take on the lenses and the views of the oppressors, and it's not our fault. it happens all around the world. It's kind of human nature. You start to see yourself in the manner that you think you're seen, as opposed to just seeing yourself the way you see yourself. It starts to be like, oh, you know what I mean? And it, like I said, it happens the whole world over. But I think that was one of the reasons my parents really weren't into, instilling any of that in me, because they wanted me to just, you're telling. You don't have any of that baggage on you. Like, you just tell 'em. Like, I think that's why we grew up in the neighborhood we grew up in. Was part of that was like my dad was like, my coins is up. I want to live in this neighborhood. We can afford it. We gonna get a house built here. Who cares if there's no other black people in this area? Like, this is where I want to live. I think I got some of this from my dad. This is where I want to live. There's not gonna be any like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, you do what you do. You know what I mean? Kendra said it matters, though. Let's be real. Once again, if I ever end up in a situation where it matters, I'll deal with that. But 90, as someone who's traveled extensively, most of the time it doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to get across. Is like, most of the time it does not matter. And like, I can say that because I've seen it. I be places. Have there been times when I went somewhere and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know about this place"? Yeah, like once. That can happen about anything. You know what I mean? It just might be a weird place. You know what I mean? The energy's weird, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we love to make it an issue. We love to like hang on to that. I think for a lot of times it's our identity of like, oh, I'm oppressed. Like, I just don't hang on to it. It doesn't matter as much as we think it matters. I promise you. I be places. People don't care. People worried about all the same stuff everybody else is worried about. People, at least that's been in my reality. I can't speak for other people's reality. You bring into your reality what you look for. I don't be looking for that type stuff, so it doesn't come up much in my reality. I just don't. I wouldn't lie. Like, well, TJ said, "What if she's not fine but has great personality and compatibility?" Well, fine isn't physical. It can be, but fine could also be personality. Like, my definition of fine is like, I'm attracted to this woman for whatever reason. It could be personality. It could be compatibility. It could be honesty. It could be beauty. Like, if I look at her and I'm attracted and I'm like, damn, this is an amazing woman. Boom. You know, it doesn't have to be, she's a 10. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what, like, once again, I don't even always have to know what it is. I usually will analyze it, but some women I meet, I'm just like, something about her. Dang. You know what I mean? Honestly, I think those are the best ones where you just don't even know what it is. You just like her. Hmm. Hmm. Jay, I grew up Jehovah's Witness. What up, Greg? Oh, Cherry, don't. I'm not mad at all. I'll be the first to say, as Americans, we kind of, not all of us, overall, there is a lot of extreme patriotism, and there's lots of Americans who genuinely think this is the best country in the world. Now, most of them have never been anywhere else, but they think this is the best country in the world, and so we just don't learn, I think, as much about the rest of the world as a lot of other countries do. You know, I think a part of that too is just the way, geography too. Like, America's a huge country, so you know, in the countries that border it, well, we Canada doesn't count, But you know what I mean? Like the country, like Mexico's totally different culture. You know what I mean? Canada's damn near America. You know what I mean? So I just think even the geography of it, like if you live in Europe, you're close to 20 other countries. Same with like South America. We know they got some big countries down, but I think there's just a lot of other places that like geography wise, you come into contact with people from other countries. Like America, you can travel for days, you're still in America. You know what I mean? But part of it is us. We just kind of have this idea that like America's number one, and we really don't have to. I mean, we were the world power. I mean, Britain was the same way when they were the world power. Every country that's been the world power. When China becomes the world power, they'll probably be the same way. You know, whatever country's on top will have that attitude of like, we really don't need to learn about the rest of the world. Like, we make the rest of the world us. I feel like we're getting better as Americans, though. Do I know my lineage? Oh, nah. I don't. I don't even. Nah. I don't. I don't care to. Once again, I'm an. I personally believe I'm an energy being, just experiencing what it's like to be human. So, like, I was just put in this body because you have to have a body to be human. This, I respect my mama and them. You know what I mean? They raised me. Beyond that, I really don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. So, what up, Norman? Yeah, Ted. I think that's why I'm a big fan of travel even in your own country because but definitely hit some other countries up. Like I remember, I've only been to three countries: Mexico, Philippines, Thailand. So I'm by no means a seasoned world traveler. We're gonna change that, but I remember the first country outside of the U.S. I've ever went to was Mexico because I'm like, let me start close. I think it's smart. Mexico or Canada, one of the two. And I was like, Canada is just like America. I ain't trying to go there. I want to go somewhere where I know I'm somewhere. Not, um, and I'll never forget that feeling when you walk outside that airport and you not in Kansas no more. The first time you feel that, especially when it's somewhere that's different. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is different. It hits you. You know what I mean? Like why you in the airport, whatever. As soon as you walk outside the airport, especially me, because I went solo. I don't know nobody in Mexico. It was the first time being in another country and you don't know nobody and nobody cares. I was like, oh, this is different. I feel like I grew up a lot in that moment right there. And then I promptly got in a cab. And once again, ignorant American, I had read so much information about, uh, cabbies trying to rip you off in Mexico that I assumed the guy was trying to rip me off and he wasn't. And like, that's that arrogance. He immediately, like, you know what I mean? There's a little racism in there too. I'll be the first to admit. Just, I automatically assume this dude's trying to rip me off and he wasn't. Just because he was a cabbie in Mexico. That's one thing I feel bad about to this day. I'm like, but I had to learn that. It's like, okay, yeah, there are scams on tourists. Everyone you come in contact with in another country is not trying to scam you. That's just the price. You know what I mean? Something. Now I take Uber. But Ted, thank you. Super Chat Squad. He's at Tim's London Fund. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ted. I'm telling you, we coming. We coming. I'll be very disappointed if I don't make it in 2025, and I don't like being disappointed. So thank you, Ted. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Canada counts. Oh, sorry. I know Canada counts. I'd be giving Canadians a hard time. Rick, you gonna try to get over there to Russia? I'm with you, man. I got a really good friend in Russia. We haven't talked to her. I need to message her. But yeah, before, about like what was it, 2019, I was like, man, I'm gonna go to Russia. She's like, you should come through. We'll hang out. We'll party. Like, I think she's in Australia now, though. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, that's me. I'm on TikTok. That's my that's my TikTok. That's Gratitude with a two. Ooh, I love that. I love that. That's me on TikTok. I need to do more TikToks. Knee Patriots, thank you. Said I liked your video about Bitcoin. Um, yeah, every now and then I like to talk about something like that. I do apologize for the wind. Like I had my microphone plugged in and the wind was still bad. I don't know why. But yeah. I'm glad you liked that video. It was fun. Sometimes we got to talk about stuff. A lot of interesting comments on that video. It's all about the experience, kid. Yeah, everything's temporary. Like none of this matters. It's just right. Like none of it matters, bro. Like have fun, live your life. As long as you ain't hurt nobody, you know what I mean? What does it matter? Go out, do some stuff. Take a trip. Ask her out. Go learn to play pickleball. I don't know. It doesn't matter, bro. It's an experience. It's an amusement. The Earth is an amusement park. We got an 80-year pass. Go to Six Flags and sit on the bench all day. Scared? No, you get on them rides. I don't because I don't like roller coasters. But I walk around. I do what I do. Come on. What have you got to lose by trying some stuff? We're all gonna die anyway. Like it doesn't matter. If you make the wrong decision, well then just make another one. Right? You learned. Now you know. Okay, had to learn that. Cool, I know that now. That'll help me in the future. It's all an experience. It's a journey, bro. It doesn't matter. Very freeing once you realize none of this matters. I know that's something people push back against. No, this matters to him, and this matters to him, and this matters to him. Like the things that truly matter to you matter. My friends and my relationship with them matters. Our relationship, the love we exchange matters to me. But it's not going to be brought up, I don't think, like at some trial when I die, and they'd be like, "You, you get to go to the good place because you had 200,000 subscribers on YouTube." You know what I mean? Like it can matter to me, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. It's just choices I chose to make while I was here. Doesn't matter. I could make a bank writing a bank. You mean writing a book? I keeps. Like I always say, it's when it's time to, it'll be time to. Oh, that was the video. That Pack of Lies video. That video did very well. I did not expect that video to do that well. That was one of the. It's like my seventh or eighth most popular video by views, and I did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. Yeah, that'll be my TED talk. We all gonna die anyway. Actually, I would name it something else, but that'd be my opening line. I don't know if you know this, but studies have shown we're all gonna die anyway. Get about to do something, whatever, bro. Like it's not. But here's the thing, though. Once you like start living, I feel like you don't care about dying as much. Maybe that's just me. But like the more I do stuff, the less I care about dying because I done did some stuff. I want to get my 90. I want to get my 90. I'm gonna get my 90. But the more I do, and the more I get, the more things I get to check off the bucket list, and the more I enjoy the present moment. Like the less it's just like the amusement park analogy. You might be like, oh, I want to go ride these 10 rides. Once you get to 6, you still want to ride the other 4, but you kind of like, okay, if the park gets closed down because of rain, I'm okay because I did get to do these 6. I want to get my 10, but if I only get to do 6 or 7, that's cool. Now, if you've only done 2, you're gonna be mad. Park gets shut down. I think it's like that with life. I just feel like the more we do, the more we're like, okay, I was able to do this, I was able to do that, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to die, but like I'm not as terrified and frightened of it because like I'm living every day. Like I've been able, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Kendra says, stop reminding us. I'm telling you, once you get comfortable, I like talking about it because I want people to get comfortable with it. I got a good friend who, yeah, doesn't like whenever I say that. She was like, "Can we please not talk about death?" I always had to remember, don't bring that up around her. But I'm like, I just want you to get comfortable with it. It's not a bad thing. We've made it a bad, scary thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just a doorway. Um, I'm friendly with all my exes. Like if I was to see them on the street, we'd say what's up. Um, they got my number. If they call, we talk. We're not so we're friendly, but like it's been so long since I dated that like all of us have kind of moved on. But like my last ex, me and her stayed in touch for 3, 4 years after we broke up. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, but I haven't had an ex where it was like bad. It was just kind of like we wasn't compatible. They was cool, but we just weren't that. Or it came to an end. It'd be different if I had an ex that was like toxic or crazy or abusive or something. Cool. But like I haven't had that. It just kind of was like, yeah, we're just not that. Or it's ran its course. Or Tim cheated and but it was running its course. So like in that situation, yeah. If it was toxic, not they would have. But like me and my exes, we stay cool. You know, we cool. One of my exes from 20 years ago called me a couple years back. That was kind of cool. But like we friends on Instagram, so me and her still, I like her pictures. I might shoot her a message every now and then. Looking good, sis. She's still cute. She's still cute. We both still cute. We both still cute. We both aged well, even though someone felt the need. This remember we were talking about comments that'll sneak through. This is the type of comment that like snuck through. And once again, I know I'm not supposed to check my YouTube comments first thing in the morning because it can mess your day up if somebody says something crazy. And this is what happened. I knew I'm not supposed to check my YouTube comments 7:45 in the morning in the AMs, but I did it. A lot of good comments, as always. The love is always there. Thank you all. One person, hey Tim, I was watching your video from 7 years ago about not watching the news. You've aged since then. What am I supposed to do with it? Like, we've all aged in 7, you know what I mean? But it's one of those things like, it was just what I'm like, bro, like, because you just want to clap back. Because it's one of those things where, like, you don't get to see what they look like. They're not on the internet. So you can't show their 7 year ago picture with their picture now. There's so many things you could say. You just want to clap back. Like, if someone said that in real life, you would go. You know what I mean? You'd be so, but it's like on the internet, you don't get to like. I was so annoyed. I'm like, bro, of course I've aged. We've all aged. Stop. Like, I just delete it. I just delete it. Oh, the phone call from the ex 20 years ago. It was friendly. It was friendly. No, no, no. It was cool. Which it honestly was really cool because she was saying how like at the time wasn't really dating and like a lot of the women at work were like coming at her and she just wasn't, feeling a lot of love. And she was like, I keep telling these people how much you loved me back in the day, Tim. She was like, you really loved me. She was like, I don't know, you know what I mean, what these people think I am. But she was like, I keep telling them that man really loved me. And I was just like, that meant a lot to me that she remembered that. And I will admit, I was very insecure back then. And I think part of the reason we didn't work out is because I could not accept that she loved me. Um, so that meant a lot to hear her say that. But then also, I felt bad because I'm like, nobody's treated you like that in like 20 years, sis. And she's a good woman, like for real. Like you know, she's a decent woman. Maybe none of us perfect, but she's a decent woman. So I'm like, I'm like, that's like it saddened me that what I the way I treated her as a 20-year-old, 19, whatever, was still one of the highlights of her dating life 15, 20 years later. That bothered me. At the same time, I felt good, but it also bothered me because I'm like, you should have had two, three, you know what I mean? So many dudes. I would, then I was like, why you let these women at work press you? Because like when I knew her, didn't nobody press her. I told her, I was like, well, you was the first one to like, yeah. And she was like, you get older. But yeah, back in the day, she was the first one to pop. Like she to take. I'm like, they pressing you at work. You ain't punch nobody, but we grown now. We grown. Lorenzo, did I see your Instagram messages? I don't know. Is your name Lorenzo on Instagram? I had my Instagram turned off for a while. Well, I deleted it from my phone. So, um, let's see. This is rare. I usually don't do this. Ooh, Caitlin Clark popped up first thing. What's your name on Instagram? Like, what I get in trouble now is I call women bro, and I don't mean that. Like I call everybody bro. So I got one of my friends checked me for that the other day. I call everybody bro. Everybody's bro or sis. Like I don't. It ain't like I could be trying to holler, and I'm like be like if we just in conversation, I'm like, bro, do you see that? That's crazy. Like it's not a gender thing with me. It's just a word, you know. Everybody's bro, but I do have to work on that. Yeah, I got checked the other day. Yeah, everybody's bro. Like it's not even. Where I got that from? My female friends, like Travel Snacks. She calls everybody bro. You know what I mean? So like when we're talking, is like I said, like I talk to her, I say bro, it's no problem. I'll text her, be like, bro, you'll never guess what you know what I mean? Like so like it's just natural to me, but like some women don't. It's not a I don't know. Like it, but I guess people got their whatever. I got to respect it. Like if someone's like, "Hey, please don't call me that." I try to respect it. But I'm like, I don't mean nothing negative. Like that just means you're one of the homies. Cherry, my dad occasionally will pop in on the channel, so I know he will pop in. I don't think any of my other family members watch it. Honestly, it's cool, and I know some of my friends. I'll watch a video. I feel like when you really know somebody in real life, you're less likely to watch. Like you know them. So like even like Travel Snacks, like I'm a fan. I watch her channel, but like I don't watch every video because I know her. You know what I mean? So like I I I appreciate when my friends watch the channel, but it's not. I don't really care. Like I appreciate it, but if they didn't, like I'm not out there like, oh, you my friend, you need to watch my videos. Nah, like it's if they do, they do. Like I have a lot of friends who watch my videos and maybe they got involved in seasonal work and then we met and now we're friends. Some of them might still watch the channel occasionally. But like if we just friends in the real world, like I don't even talk about my YouTube channel in the real world. Like, if you met me in the real world, I do seasonal work. Like I just don't yeah, like it don't. If it comes up, it comes up. It's also natural to your daughter. What you mean saying bro, Alfonso? It's just regular, Bruh. Angela says say bro, not bro. Oh. What did bro mean? RMJ says 43 years old, I'm done. Too many games, selfishness, condescending attitudes. I just figure even when you're a good dude, they'll still act entitled and better than, so you quit. Yeah, RMJ. I just think we're at a weird time where like it's just not lining up. 50 years from now, they'll be able to do the research and be like, oh, obviously nobody could find anyone to date because all these factors. You know what I mean? Like the future, they'll be able to look back and in hindsight, figure out what the problem is. I don't think any. I'll say this, and we've talked about this before, but I like talking about it. And I don't think all the stuff we say about each other is true. But let's say it was, right? Let's say that, ladies, don't get mad at me. I'm not saying this true. I'm gonna turn this around to y'all side next. But let's just say it was true that women now are all about the money. Well, they weren't 20 years ago. So what changed? Back when it was everyone was finding mates and dating and getting married and doing all this stuff before it got as crazy as it was now. What changed? If it is true that there's no good men left, all men are dogs, you know what I mean? If that is true, what changed? Because they weren't saying it like this 20 years ago. You know what I mean? There was a time when dating, people weren't having this conversation about dating. So my question always is, even I don't think the stuff we say about each other is true. But if it is, what caused it? Or, which I think is the even more important question, what has caused us to think all of this stuff is true? Like something happened to either make these things be true or make us think these things are true. What happened? It almost doesn't matter whether we're right or not. What happened to cause the disconnect? That's what we got to figure out. Be humble. Fact, Skinner. Oh, okay. I get you. I get you, Angela. But see, that's why I'm glad. Like it's changed. Bro is now like anybody. Bro. Oh, retires what I do. We can't hit up like that, bro. I don't. Here's. I don't know. Like I the women I know got coins. So you know what I mean. The women I know got coins. The women in my phone I talk to the most regular basis, they got coins. That's I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Well, I mean, the average person is broke these days. If you listen to TikTok, tell it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say I can't. I'm not saying that may not be other people's experience, but I'm like the women I know, they up, bro. Like they got businesses, good job. Like they up. I don't know. And if she not, I got her. No, I'm joking. Honestly, I think women now have more money than their in general than their predecessors. You know, aren't there more women careers, making money, businesses, CEO, you know what I mean, than in the 80s? So like, how are they broke? I don't know. Moment said it's the dating apps. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Lonely Girl TV. Wait a second. I thought you had a man. You giving unemployed guys a chance? You got a man. What's going on? There is a difference between making money and keeping it. I just personally don't think women are broker than men. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a personal, you know, some men got money, some women got money. Some women, like I said, the women I fraternize with, they up, bro. And the ones that's not, is because they got like kids or something, and they're like, they got bills. I don't know. I'm trying to think, do I regularly talk to any women who just okay, one, but we're gonna work on that. But I don't know. I just I'm not saying you're wrong. And I'm saying that's not your experience. I'm just saying I can't say that because I just don't run into all these broke women. That's what I'm saying. Respectfully. I just don't. There's broke men, there's broke women. I don't know. A lot of days broke too. Cherry, I don't think I'll ever get that famous to where I did get noticed today walking up the street. Shout out to my guy, forgot your name, but made me feel good. Appreciate you taking that selfie with your boy. Um, I don't think I'll ever get that famous to where like I can't enjoy, you know, where I won't be able to go out in public 99% of the time, no one come up to me. Um, and the being stalked thing, I don't really worry about that. Like that doesn't bother me. Like, what would they stalk me for? Like, yeah, like, and the cool thing, I can just go somewhere else. Like, somebody bothering me somewhere, I just go somewhere else. So, um, it is interesting. Like when I was in Portland in a month and I got recognized like 3 times. Sometimes then it's like, oh, okay. You start it's not a bad thing, but it's different. You have to just realize like, oh, I could be places and people know me and I don't know them. So you do have to take that into consideration. Um, but I don't ever really worry about it. Like, nah, there's only like one situation where a person I feel like overstepped the line. And I just haven't been back there. So Wheeling, do I miss Thailand? I miss them pork omelets. I do want to go back. I probably will go back. I got a buddy of mine supposed to be going next year. If he goes, I'll probably go back. Yeah, but I won't say I sit around and miss it. Like it's cool. Yeah, yeah. RMJ, man, these gender divisions we have got to go. Maybe the kids got it right. Maybe just getting rid of gender is the answer. Is the answer. I don't know. Journey checking in. How you doing? How you doing? Back at home for the first time in 2 years. It ain't easy. Trying to heal the inner child before going back into traveling, so I continue to move forward sober. I feel you. I feel you. Respect that. Respect that. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. That work. The work continues. Obviously, just don't be too hard on yourself. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Enjoy your time at home. Nuke said, having no ambition feels so good. I like the simple, low key life, nothing lavish. Yeah, this whole lack of ambition that everybody thinks is bad is very freeing. You just wake up, do what you do. Yeah, the US that's one thing I miss about Thailand. It was cheap. And I will say this in Thailand, I felt like I was living at the level I should be living at easily. You know what I mean? Like in the States, sometimes you'd be like, even if you doing okay, you can tell it's costing way more than it should, right? In Thailand, it felt like I was living at the level I should live at, eating the way I wanted to eat, staying the places I wanted to stay comfortably, easily. The States, it don't always feel that way. Yeah, it'd be like, dang, this is. I try not to have a scarcity mindset, so it's just like, well, this is what it costs. Is what it costs. Um, but yeah, in Thailand, it was just like, this is how it's supposed to be. You know. Oh, Cherry, if you ever saw me, come right up, ask for a selfie. It's fine. It's not annoying. No, no. Like I said, it means a lot to me. Chris, I said it's easier to grow once you have that many subscribers. The way the algorithms are now, not yeah. Back in the day, yes. Back in the day, the algorithms prioritized larger channels. They don't anymore. So honestly, my views, my growth subscriber wise is like flatlined. It's going up slowly. It has been a lot. It was a lot better in the past. So part of that is probably me, um, and part of that is the algorithm. So yeah, in the past, yeah, the more you had, the more subscribers you had, you got priority with the algorithms. Now the algorithm doesn't care. You could have one subscriber. If the video, if they think they can find someone to watch it, they like. Why does the algorithm? That's the thing. Like the algorithm doesn't care. It just wants to find videos that people will watch. If they can get it from me, fine. If they can get it from someone with -3 subscribers, fine. The algorithm doesn't care. It just wants to put videos in front of people and they watch them long enough for the ads to play. That's all the algorithm cares about. So it don't prioritize nobody these days. So, but we working, we working, we working. Grant, trying to keep your head down, finish this 7-month seasonal contract. Yeah, I just almost wish you went shorter. Trust me, I know that feeling all too well. 7 months is a long time. Hang in there, Grant. How do I spend my time alone in Thailand? Walked around the park, explored, walked on the beach, set up in my room, ordered food, the usual, the huge, you know. Retired 2019. You think about you leaving the US? Where you trying to go? I don't blame anyone who's like America's too expensive, I'm leaving. I totally get that. Totally get that. Um, I just always add that like every place has got its stuff. But like I said, I appreciated the price point of everything in Thailand. Like it was amazing. Yeah. So I don't knock that. Hey, the sweet life came from the video about forgiving yourself. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I always like when people have watched that video or got something out of that video because that's one of the ones that like I got a lot of videos and I think they all can be helpful, most of them. Um, but some of them I feel like can really be helpful, and that's one of those that like that's the tough one in life. So if anything I said in that video kind of helps somebody on that journey, it means a lot to me. So, oh, and Healing Daily, you came through the shorts. I need to do more shorts. Maybe next week I'll make it a shorts week. Yeah, Angela, I am doing different types of videos now, and I don't edit. Um, you know what I mean? Like I will admit the I put more work into the channel in the past, certain areas. Um, so I yeah, yeah. The good news is I'm not working now, so I got time. So, by the way, be on the lookout for a video tomorrow. Is dropping at 3 o'clock. I already scheduled it. So it was supposed to drop today, but I got a wild hair up my butt to do that Bitcoin video yesterday. Um, so I already had it, and I had to. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to do that video. You know me. Is it still good to visit New York? Oh, I guess. I'm always say yes. Global Vagabond, a weekend ski trip to Vail was $5,000 for one person. I can believe that. I can believe that. I can believe that. That does seem a little steep, but I can believe it. Vail, yeah, I can believe it. I can believe it. I can believe it. Facts, Kendra. Mistakes are meant to be made. Facts, facts. We all make them no matter what. Even if you spend your whole life trying not to make mistakes, you'll make them. And honestly, some of the mistakes I made were the best learning lessons. Thank you, Pretty Natural. Got a little situation going on. Thank you. Thank you. 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Yes. Yeah, we adapt, Cherry. Like that's the thing too. We adapt. Like we get so worried about stuff. Like whatever we go through, we'll adapt. Ellie, I'm glad you like the Bitcoin video. Thank you. Got a lot of interesting comments on that one. Like when I do videos on topics kind of way off base like that, it brings in a different crowd of people. So that's always interesting because you kind of get used to the type of comments you get, and then I'm like, oh, there's a different group of people. Um, Kind of like the dating video, but like I enjoy doing things outside of just the motivational life stuff. Like I like to talk about real stuff. I almost feel like you have to occasionally really address what people are going through, or it's not real. You know, we can talk about all the other stuff, which we do a lot, but it's like if you not address it, if you're really trying to like, hey, let's get through this life thing best way possible. Sometimes we have to address like real life situations. Sometimes. Um, and I think Bitcoin is currently, but yeah, a lot of interesting, a lot of people telling me how stupid I was. or how little I knew about Bitcoin. And I'm like, I literally said that in the video. But oh man, I think people don't anyway. Um, anyway, but glad you like the video. Oh, that was a price for everything. Oh yeah, I can imagine for everything, flight, hotel, all that for 4 days, five. Oh yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For flight, hotel, lift tickets, food, rental car for 4 days. Actually, that's not bad. For all that, 5 grand in Vail, that ain't bad, bro. Actually, that's not bad. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I mean, it's steep, but like that tracks. Yeah. Well, the thing, Chris, about the reason why some channels grow really fast is something they did, the algorithm picked up on, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you the algorithm is impartial. It just does what it does, and it works sometimes, and sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. So like that's one thing I've had to learn after a decade on the internet. And as the algorithm keeps changing, the algorithm overall helps you, because if there was no algorithm, no one would ever see your video other than your friends and family, right? So the algorithm is your friend. It's just like sometimes it helps you a lot, other times not as much, you know? And if it grows somebody else's channel really, really fast, I'd be lying if I said as a creator I didn't feel some type of way, but that's just like emotion. At the end of the day, like that's their blessing. It's just like if somebody gets a raise at the job, that's their blessing. So it's just like I can't be mad if someone grows faster than me. They did something I didn't do. That's the beauty of content creation, right? There's empty mega. I use my phone. There's empty gigabytes on my phone. I use my phone to record my videos. There's empty gigabytes on my phone. I can use those gigabytes to record whatever I want, edit it up, chop it up, do whatever I want with it. I put it on the internet. If I do a good enough job, it will do well. Typically, it does okay. Every now and then, I hit one and it does very well. You know, somebody else has the same opportunity to film whatever they want, chop it up, edit it, do it however they want to do it. If it works for them and they get 3 million views in a week, I can't be mad. It's not like the algorithm goes out and looks. No, it just does what it does. It's the people. The algorithm will send your stuff out, but if people don't watch or people don't watch it in the manner that the algorithm likes, it's just not going to do as good. So it's just like if the algorithm ain't algorithming for me, I got to figure out how to change that up. The good news is once you've been doing YouTube long enough, you realize, like, I know I will figure it out. You know what I mean? I'll get another video that'll hit and we'll be like at 200,000 subscribers. Like, it's what I do. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what I get excited about. Even though sometimes I'll look at a video's views and be a little down, but I'm like, Tim, you always come through with one and you right back up there. You know what I mean? Like, you right back. And that's like the best feeling is when you do get one to hit, you're like, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Video about not allowing people into your home? What video was that? Huh? I don't remember that video. What was I talking about? Don't tell secret. Nah, but hey, it's the content creation is the free market. The people decide if they want to watch it or not. You know, you make something people want to watch, they'll watch it. If they don't, that's on you. I mean, Cherry says how to make it suck less if we fall ill bedroom with no support system. Just make sure to never fall. I don't think there is something. Sometimes life just sucks. You know, sometimes life just sucks. There's no getting around that. And I wouldn't even like, and you can't make sure you don't fall sick. My thing is this: If that isn't my future, I'm going to live my life now in the present the best I can so that if that does happen, I will have lived as much as I can before that. You know, I'm not going to spend my time worrying. Like, why would I worry about that? This is how I look at it. You know how many different horrible, bad things could happen to you in this life? If you pulled out a piece of college ruled, if you pulled out a college ruled notebook and you started writing all the bad, horrible things that could happen to you that you don't want to happen to you, you'd go through the whole notebook. Just keep writing. There's a million things that could happen to you, can take you up out of here, cause you pain and suffering. How do you decide which one to worry about? Why would you worry about falling asleep ill with no support system, bedridden, and not worrying about like getting hit by a truck? You know, people die from getting hit by a truck every day or being hit by a truck and paralyzed. You know what I mean? Like it's endless amount of things that could happen. Why am I going to worry about any one of them if there's no indication it's going to happen? I'm going to spend 40 years worrying about, you know what I mean? Like why worry about it? When it happens, it happens. I've ever found myself slipping into old bad habits. I think finding yourself doing it is good because you can, oh wait, like if you're slipping into bad habits and don't realize it, oh, that's kind of a problem. But once you realize it, well, you just stop. Nah, not doing this no more. But yeah, realizing it, I think is good because then you can just stop doing it. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I would love to do a TED talk one day. I want to get into public speaking. Oh well, hey Cherry, if you've been through that before, A, sorry to hear that, but B, you got through it, so you know if it does happen again, you'll get through it again. Hopefully, it won't happen again, but like you know, not to mention you already been through it. You did your time. Yeah, Angela's the moderator, by the way, the sniper. Health is wealth. I'm sorry to hear about that, Deborah. Sorry to hear about that. Seriously, like health is wealth. Like that. I feel like that's a part of embracing our current life. Is like when we're healthy. You know, a lot of times we got one of the greatest blessings ever is healthy, being able to get up, move around, do whatever we want to do, and we get down about someone at work getting a promotion over us. You know what I mean? Like we get down about stuff that's not even important when some of the biggest blessings imaginable we have. You know, and I feel like when we're once again back to gratitude, once we start focusing on that stuff, it gets a lot easier to be happy, to live in a joyful state. Because like even if some stuff does pull you out of your peace for a little bit, you go right back to, but I'm healthy. I can walk around. I got both eyes, both ears. They all works. My hand, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot. Like it's hard to have a. I mean, you can still have bad days, but it's hard to stay in a funk when like you blessed, big blessed. Oh, and Angela still snipe, even though she's not in concealment. She'll snipe. Today, I think we only had to block one or two people today. I don't know. One of them I had to block was someone who's been around the channel for a long time. That was crazy. They kept talking about leaving. All right, that can be arranged. But that's this internet boy. I'm telling you. I feel so blessed that so many of y'all have hung around for so long. I really consider y'all friends. My YouTube family. As always, every now and then, though, somebody will just randomly give up on you. I ain't gonna lie, it hurts sometimes, man. This one didn't, but like you know what I mean. Sometimes you be for years talking with somebody, you might talk back and forth, Instagram, blah 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 blah, and then one day they just stop rocking with you. Like, damn, because then you don't know what you did. Not that it matters. Sometimes people just move on, but like it's just like, dang, like what happened? My power food, chicken wings. Laurent, what up? Yeah, I appreciate you leaving that one to me, Angela. I appreciate that. Yeah, that one was kind of weird. It's just my thing too is like if you're gonna go, just go. Like don't be like, I don't like the topics you're talking about. I'm like, what am I talking about? I haven't always talked about. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the same stuff. I'm every video I've made recently. I've made videos about that before. I talked about dating, several videos. The Bitcoin video. I did a Bitcoin video before. Like I don't know. Which I mean, once again, it is fine for someone to be like, I'm not watching your channel no more. It's just weird when they tell you that I'm like, what do you want me to do? Tim, I'm leaving if you don't talk about different stuff. Well, one person, I'm gonna change my whole plan. I don't know. Journey, you here to the wheels fall off? I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Did you change my life for the better? Season of work, minimalism, simplicity, nomadic lifestyle, positivity, integrity, sobriety. Let's go. That's actually a list of like my core. I need to take a screenshot of that and do a video on each one of those over the next couple weeks. Hold on. I'm actually gonna do that. Sometimes it's good to be reminded what your core value, what your core values are. You know, I need a haircut. Good to be reminded when you need a haircut. Chapters of the book. You know what's crazy though, Ted? Like, I want my book to be fun, and it's like I know I can make videos entertaining about those topics. I just don't know if I could write a book and make it. I just feel like if I wrote a book about simplicity, it would be the boringest thing on the planet. You know what I mean? Like I want a fun book. I almost want like I don't know, maybe I can. But it's just like when I think about writing about certain topics, I'm like, oh, that who would read that? And that might just be in my head. But yeah. Check my content email, Ted. Okay, cool. It is time for me to check my email again. Cherry. No, I don't see myself doing stand up. I would never put in the work to get good at it. And honestly, unless I tried it and just loved it, it almost like what's the point? Like I don't think I would ever, like I said, put in enough work for it to ever be financially lucrative enough to justify all the work I put in. So, you know, I'd much rather just save those jokes for on here. Yeah, simplicity is important. Um, I just don't know how to make it funny in written form. Do I think it's wasteful to try not to get a job but live off the government? I think it's an option. Um, I personally wouldn't do it. I mean, I like to work. I like to earn my own money, but I could see why some people would just get a check. I can't judge. You know, if they handing out money, I can't judge. But I personally wouldn't do it because I like to work. I sleep better knowing I earn my coins. You know, but I know a lot of people back home. Yeah, they just get a check. So, hey, see you later, buddy Steve. Appreciate you saying that. Glad we could give you some inspiration. Sleep tight. Yeah, I'm with you, Edward. Yeah, just that drive to always be getting new material possessions. I'm glad I don't have that. When I do get some, I'm super happy. Though I will admit, sometimes I find myself drawn in that direction a little. Have to rein myself back in um, on occasion, but overall, yeah, I just don't. I'm chilling. I don't know, Kendra. Some people be getting checks, man. They live. I don't know. Some people they don't work. They just get a check and they make it work. I don't. I don't know. I wish I knew how they did it. Write a book about that. But yeah, I know some people that they just they don't work, but they got a place to stay and food in the fridge. Like I don't know how they do it. I guess if you have enough kids, you know. I got friends they ain't worked ever really. Like they just get the check, get food stamps. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Like I said, I can't judge. Do what you do. They probably look at us like we're crazy. Like y'all go to work every day. Well, you could just sit home and collect the check. Okay. I don't know how they do it. They got the system figured out, you know. Hey, Journey, you're welcome. I appreciate that peace, the love, and compassion. Thank you. Sending it right back to you. Well, we're gonna keep being positive. Did Lonely Girl TV ever message back? I'm curious. I gotta message her. Sugar Daddy. Maybe that's how they make it. I don't know. See, I be remember when people comment. Ah, there it is. I see your comment, your thing, Lorenzo. I got you right here. Yo. I got this one, Angela. That was two. I got that one. I saw you had to remove that person's comment earlier. So I mean, it's just, if you're gonna troll, once again, be a good troll. Make it funny. I want to laugh while I'm blocking you. Like, make it entertaining. We're the entertaining trolls. People just ask weird questions, bro. I don't get it. I noticed because that person, Angela, had removed one of the comments earlier. So I immediately, when I saw they were back, paid attention. And then it was foolishness. It's just what. Maybe when I hit 200,000, the troll level will go up. How do I request good trolls? Who do I talk to down at YouTube to get better trolls? Oh, Cherry, Angela's been here forever. Yeah, years. Yeah, I caught that one quick. And it's just like I started to I started to answer and say something crazy, but oh man, I started to say something crazy because you know me, that though you. It's because the things that like work most people up or don't, I don't care. Jay, honestly, I got kicked out of being a Jehovah's Witness because I had sex before marriage. Um, and at that time, I thought I was gonna go back, but I didn't. And then later, I just realized like it wasn't for me. Um, and now, like, I just not a fan of organized religion. So like, and I don't feel like I have to pick a denomination or a faith to commune with the divine. So like I said, I'm much more like a more spiritual person. I feel like. So I don't feel like I have to go through the Bible or you know what I mean to like commune with the divine. I read the Bible. I believe the Bible is one of the holy books. You know what I mean? There's lots of holy books, and if people choose to go through those books, cool. Nothing against it at all. Do what you do. There's no rules. I just don't feel like I have to. And even if I felt I wanted to, the contrarian in me would start with the religions that weren't the most prevalent in the country I'm from. Because it bothers me that people tend to pick the religion that everyone else around them picks. That bothers me because it seems less about choice and more about indoctrination. But I don't want to go down that road. But nah, I'm chilling. Yeah, I don't feel the need to put any label or on, yeah. Yeah, I got kicked out. I got his fellowship. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some girl was like pestering me to have sex with me, and then when we did the deed, she went and told on me. So, and I wasn't repentant, so they kicked me out. But once again, I've always said I have no. If I was to do it all over again, I'd want to be raised exactly the same way again. Like I got nothing against that organization, or I just don't feel it's necessary, and I don't believe in everything they believe in. So, if you're going to be part of an organization, if like you have to believe. So if I don't believe, well, then I'm can't be part of that organization. What would be the point? You know? No, I wasn't repentant at all. They was like, "You want to have sex again?" I was like, "Yes, definitely." They was like, we got to pray on it, but we think we're gonna have to kick you out. I was like, well, you know me. Once again, I'm always real with it. I try to always be real with it. So like, I knew that's what would come with that answer, but it was the truth. Like I'm not gonna lie. If you ask me, Tim, are you gonna have sex again? And I knew I wanted to have sex again, I'm gonna say yes. Like I'm not gonna fake the funk. I never fake the funk. I like to think I've never faked the funk. Like I it is what it is. Like the truth is the truth. So like it's still gonna be the truth even if I lie about it. So I'm gonna have to face the consequences down the road anyway. So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I'm doing it. You know, I just real with it. Like. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I think I'm going to jump off. We've been going for like 3 hours. It's only 8 o'clock. That's crazy. I was thinking it was like nine something. This is always the time when I don't know what to do. I get off the live stream, I'm hyped because I'm spending time with y'all. And then as soon as the camera goes off, I'm just sitting in a room by myself. Now, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to watch some gameplay videos. But it's the like I'm up here now. Like, and then it like drops down to here when the stream's over. It's just me sitting in an empty room by myself. Um, you know, so that's why you'll see me go like 3 hours. We're gonna do a long one here shortly, folks. We're gonna do a long one. We're gonna do we're gonna get another 6 hour one. We're gonna get another 6 hour one. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna jump off. I started to be like, let's go another hour, but I'm no. Hold on. I got a video dropping tomorrow. We don't want to put too much content out there. Love y'all. Group hug. Thank y'all for being part of the stream. Shout out to Angela, best moderator ever. Big shout out to the Super Chat squad. Thank y'all for the love, for the support. I love each and every one of y'all. We're gonna talk again soon. Bye.